find all the chats for y'all.
Awesome, thank you. Alright. Oh, shoot. Did we lose someone?
It was just Star.
Okay. Um, Campuche. Is that how you say it?
Yo,
What's your name? And go ahead and introduce yourself when you're ready.
uh, I do Krav Maga. My name's Damien, and I'm a security guard. So yeah, that's it.
Cool. Nice to meet you. You say your name is Damien?
Damien, yeah.
Alright, nice to meet you, Damien. Okay. And then
Um,
Spud, when you're ready.
my name is Spud. Uh, I play D&D a lot, and I'm a fighter.
Awesome. Thank you. Welcome back, Spud. And then Stoic. You're new as well, so when you're ready. Stoic, you with us? Alright, we'll come back to him. And then 1V, what's your name? And go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, sorry, it's pronounced Ivory.
Oh, okay.
It's spelled weird because originally that was supposed to be my artist name, like for music.
Hmm.
I do music, uh, and school. That's really it.
Cool.
I play D&D a lot too.
Awesome. Welcome to the game. Let's see. Alright. J-Star should be back soon, hopefully. She said that's just an internet connection issue or whatever. So
Is
let's see.
uh is my mic working?
Oh, we can hear you now. Welcome back, Stoic.
Yeah. So
So
yeah, I'm
yeah.
a truck driver. I'm from Tennessee, and if I would describe my personality, I'm basically like, you know,
Awesome. Yeah, that's cool. And you're still driving right now?
yes.
Very good. All right. Um. So yeah, welcome, Stoic. Glad you could join us today. We're gonna be playing some old school
Thank you.
D&D. Thank you. Thank you everyone for introducing yourselves, and please feel comfortable to play D&D with us. I'll be introducing you to what D&D is and teaching you how to play, and after that, we'll create your characters, and then from there, we'll be able to start your first adventure. For some of you, this will be another adventure, right? But for some of you, it'll be your first one. Okay, so D&D is, of course, a fantasy adventure role-playing game. The whole point, of course, is you get together with your friends to tell stories through a game about fantasy adventures. This means about soldiers of fortune who go out campaigning for fame and fortune across dangerous medieval lands full of monsters and such, right? This game, the goal, the purpose, and point, of course, is just to have fun and to experience a world of imagination in your heads, and to tell stories, right, with your friends, memorable stories, and have fun, of course. But for the characters that you play as, you'll be playing as adventurers, and for them, the goal is different. Their goal is fame and fortune. You're going to play them so that they will win, and to win this game, you must get rich and famous. Money equals, uh, or treasure is gonna equal glory, right? Fame and fortune. So that is the goal, the heart, and the meat of the game. You're gonna go out to seek your fame and fortune, by the means of hunting down monsters, treasures, and bounties, typically in dungeons guarded by dragons. So that's the purpose of your characters. They're all soldiers of fortune, adventurers, right? Um, and you guys are gonna play as them. Let's see. So I guess that's pretty much all there is. I can give you guys a pretty nice introduction, I suppose, later, but that's a basic introduction to what you're getting yourself into. To play it though, now I'm gonna teach you how to play. You first will need a character, and once you have a character and you set off your adventure, the dungeon master, which will be me, for today I'll be your dungeon master, will be your guide into this world of Dungeons and Dragons, and they will describe to you what your characters are experiencing in the world of Dungeons and Dragons. They'll provide you information on the situation, on ways you can win the game, and um, also just help you understand your surroundings and such. And from there, as a party, you'll typically discuss, or of course, more importantly, you will get to decide your course of action. Choose anything you want to try to do to, of course, win the game. Tell your tale on how you hunted down monsters for fame and fortune, right? So you get to decide your own action in the role and perspective of your character, and then from there we determine the results, typically with a roll of some dice. You can kind of imagine D&D is almost like fortune telling, but in a video game perspective or a gaming perspective, right? The dungeon master is like your fortune teller. His crystal ball or his dice. You are the participant, the player, and I'm telling you, of course, your fate through the dice, right? But it really depends on what actions you choose, and then from there, certain dice are rolled, and then you get your results. I tell you what the dice mean, what the crystal ball is showing, right? Pretty much. So that's all there is to playing D&D. How to play it? It's very simple. You might want pencil and paper, like I told most of you, because D&D is a game of your imagination. But there's a lot of things you uh, might need to keep track of, and pencil and paper make things easier to kind of remember things, right? And look back on, whether it be doodles, drawings, information, notes. It's really important or helpful to have. So that's all there is to playing D&D, how to play it. It's very simple. The game will be for just a few hours, and typically it consists of this part, which is the introductory and like preparation phase. Then after this, the main part of the game, of course, is gameplay, playing the game, and the final part of the game is post-game, just discussing the game after it's over and making sure everyone gets rewarded for what they deserve, right? Based on if they won or not. The only way to lose D&D is to die, and old school D&D is lethal. This is not um, this is not a old or modern D&D. It's old school D&D, so there will be a lot of dungeons, dragons, and death, right? Um, but do your best. You will get to higher retainers. You might die in your first adventure, but it's part of the fun. So try your best to survive, though. To win is to survive and get the fame and fortune. All right, so let's move on to something more important now. Hopefully that clears what D&D is and why you're here. But before you can play, you all need your characters. So let's see who's who in the world of Dungeons and Dragons. Of course, some of you are returning, so just sit tight if you're returning. Boomer and Spud already have a character, unless they want a new character. Boomer, are you okay with playing as Cosmo the Apprentice still? First level thief.
Yeah. Fine
Okay,
with that.
and Spud, you're good with Edward the Veteran, first level fighter.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. So Damien, Ivory, and Stoic need a character then. Let's see. I'll check in J Star if she's come back, and all the other players they're supposed to show up.
I did want to say that I am driving home, so I won't be able to whip up a character until then. But
No worries.
I'm pretty close.
Yeah, I'll take care of anything or all the notes pretty much. Of course, you can take your own notes if you can, but it's not required. So when you get home, of course, I'll help take your notes, or when you have a means
Okay,
of taking notes. Yeah, but
got
no
it.
worries. The dungeon master will be taking your notes as well. So,
That would be helpful.
all right. Just yeah, sit tight. Let's see. We'll start with Damien. So the first step to creating characters is to determine your character's ability scores, a reflection of your character's talents and flaws. Alright, so
Yeah.
get some polyhedral dice out to determine these ability scores. Let me get the light on so it looks better. Let's see, or right now I'm just using normal daylight. I don't know if it is good enough. Alright, there we go. camera is auto zooming, so cannot really control it.
Nah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
You using the same dice sequence?
Yeah, same dice.
Alright.
Okay.
Let's see if it's merciful this time.
So here's your strength. Damien will have 9 strength. A score that's 3 to 8 is considered low. 9 to 12 is considered normal, and 13 through 18 is considered high.
Okay.
Alright, so Damien's got 9 strength. The heck? Oh, this page is just weird. The, the red line is not lined up with the other red lines. Okay, so then next is his intelligence. By the way, strength reflects your character's ability to fight in close combat, physical prowess, and brawn. Here's his intelligence.
Interesting.
And intelligence in old school D&D reflects your character's overall knowledge of the world, cognition and such. So for this, he has 8. It's slightly lower than average. Alright, for next, his next ability will be Wisdom. That's his character's sensibility, faith, understanding of the world. Okay. So total is 10. It's good. Next is his character's dexterity, hand-eye coordination, reflexes, and such. Reroll this one. Oh, still reroll. Okay, I know why it keeps doing that. There we go. Alright, so he's kind of clumsy. It's 5 dexterity. Next is constitution, how tough he is. He's got 9. That's good. And last is charisma. His charm, leadership. Okay. He has 10. Alright, decent. Let's see. Next is going to be Ivory's character. Starting with your strength score. Ivory has 9 strength. Intelligence. You've got 10 intelligence. Wisdom is 8. Dexterity is 9. Constitution is 6. And charisma is 9. Alright, good. And then Stoic's character. Let's see. Alright, strength is 14, very strong. Intelligence is 7. Wisdom is 13, very wise, perceptive. Dexterity is 13, he's quick as well. Alright. Constitution is 10. And charisma is 12. Okay. Those are all the new characters we're probably going to need. Alright, let me do one more ping for all the new players. Then we're just gonna keep moving on. There's about maybe 5 other people that said they were gonna show up, did not show up.
How come it auto zooms your camera?
Uh, it was purchased like this. It's an Elecom camera, I bought in
Mhm.
Japan. It's like a face recognition, so
Uh,
it's not very good at streaming D&D apparently. But it was $200, so I'm not gonna buy a new one anytime soon. But I do
yeah.
want a new one. It has no like settings that you can adjust, unfortunately. It just does this thing.
This one would be like a Logitech Brio. It's like around 200 bucks.
Mhm. All right. So we're gonna move on to the next part, which is choosing your class. Your class in Old School D&D is your set of skills, your role in the party, your responsibilities to your group. So there are 7 classes in Old School D&D that you will choose from. First 4 classes belong to the race of humans. The next 3 classes belong to the demi-humans. So the first 4 classes mean that you're going to be a man or a woman. These are the standard soldiers of fortune, right? Majority of Old School D&D characters were humans. So first class is cleric. These are your soldiers of God. Um, and cleric's main role is to turn undead to compel evil, and eventually, if they prove faithful enough, they'll be able to use divine or white magic at level 2 and higher. Next is the fighter class. Fighter class naturally is the best at fighting. They have fighting skill and can fight a lot better than any other class. Basically, at level 1, they'll be able to attack at twice the rate if they choose to attack. Um, Next class is Magic User. This is any character class that uses magic naturally. These guys are very knowledgeable and scholarly and such, and very good at finding things and understanding things and crafting and enchanting your items in the future. But the main role is, of course, to call upon the supernatural powers or spirits and use them to aid their party naturally with their magical spells. And the last human class is Thief. Thief has the most skills, adventurous skills to help, of course, loot and steal and scout for the party, right? Gather, or they're basically the scout, right? The burglars of the group. Very important class as well. And the next 3 classes are demi-human classes. If you pick one of these classes, you're of a different people. So first is the dwarves. If you pick dwarf, you'll be a dwarf naturally, and you'll play as a dwarven adventurer. The old days, you only pick the class, you do not pick a race. So dwarves are very good at fighting and exploring the underground. They're Because of that, they're very good at finding traps and new construction, um, crafting and such. And it's because this is the reason. The reason for this is because they're all from like mountain strongholds, underground strongholds. Then there's elves. Elves are very good at fighting, and they're from kind of like forgotten or fey or just like very strange and dangerous places of the wilderness. Therefore, they're very good at fighting using supernatural powers as well, magic. Next is halflings, very small folk who are also very good at fighting, but are especially good at hiding and surviving the wilderness, keeping away from the large and noisy creatures like humans and larger, of course. So those are your options for classes. I'm going to make you some recommendations based on your ability scores. Okay, so let's see. Alright, so for your ability scores, based on Damien, your scores are pretty decent. The only class I do not recommend you is Thief, Magic User, or Elf, or Halfling either. But any other class is good. With your decent strength and wisdom, I mostly recommend Fighter or Cleric to you.
Mhm.
What do you think?
Was my highest one was charisma, right?
You had 10 Charisma, you had 10 Wisdom,
Yeah.
so I recommend
Um,
Cleric or Fighter.
Probably fight then.
Okay, Fighter is the best fighting class in the game. These are like your mercenaries, your knights and such, barbarians.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Alright, next is Ivory. Ivory, you have decent scores as well, mostly in intelligence, dexterity, and strength. I recommend either fighter, magic user, or thief to you.
I can. I'll play a magic user.
Sounds good. Witches, warlocks, wizards, and such. Alright, Stoic is next. For you, you have a high strength, high wisdom, and high dexterity. I recommend either fighter, cleric, or thief, or even a halfling for
Uh,
you.
Thief.
Stoic, you pick thief?
Yes.
Okay, sounds good. Thieves are like burglars, assassins, ranger types, right? Scouts,
Yes.
right? So that's Stoic. Next is your hit points. Your hit points is a representation of uh, your character's kind of resolve, will to live, how hard they can get hit before they're dead. So, the average man only has 2 hit points, and the average dagger deals 2 damage. So if you were to be hit in combat by a dagger, naturally, you would die if you're the average man. Naturally, it's better to hit first than to be hit. Let's see. So for hit points, fighters have 1 to 8, so they get a d8 for their hit points, an 8-sided die. So we're gonna roll a d8 for the fighter. Damien's fighter, okay, he's got 1 hit point with 0 adjustment. So this most likely means his character is very young, maybe 15 years old, or he's just got a death wish, or he's frail and decrepit, right? One of those few options that might, be a good interpretation on why his character is 1 hit point at the start. But you're not injured or anything. Does not mean that you don't have any
Hmm.
disabilities yet. You have to earn them by dying or nearly dying in the game. Welcome, Zenko. Zenko is a bit late. Oh, and they're
No.
gone. Oh, welcome back. Zenko, you're playing with us today?
Is your mic on, Senko? Yeah, they might have mic issues.
All right, we'll see. Um, because you're late, though, Zenko, if you can hear us, we're probably gonna get you caught up to speed. I won't be able to be as thorough as I have been with everyone else on explaining the game and character creation, but we'll get you caught up in no time. Let's see. So, Ivory is next, playing as a magic user. You get 1 to 4 hit points. Alright. And your adjustment is -1 due to your low constitution. Minimum is 1 hit point though. Alright, so you got lucky. You got 4, -1. The highest you potentially can start with based on your scores and such. It's 3 of 3. You're tougher than the average man. Okay. Next is Stoic. Playing as his thief, he has a 0 adjustment and he gets 1 to 4 hit points as well. He starts with 2, average. Okay. So 2 of 2. Alright, most importantly is equipment purchasing time. So now we're gonna get you guys a few pieces of silver that you can spend toward equipment. So, Damien, we'll start with 9 pieces of silver based on the dice roll. Let's see. And Ivory, you'll start with 12 pieces of silver. Alright, and Stoic, we'll be starting with 8 pieces of silver. The first thing we purchase your characters is a set of clothes, personal protection from your environment. This may consist of your boots, your gloves, your tunics, your undergarments, your trousers, your belt, your hood and cloak and such. Okay, so you all have clothing, right, garments and such. Now that you've all have your uniforms, your clothes, you'll now need weapons. The first weapon I recommend is your mesa weapon. Every character here is a hunter of monsters, right? You all are here to hunt, and the best hunting weapon naturally is a missile weapon, such as a bow or a sling. The cheapest is the sling for 1 silver. It is one-handed. Next are bows, there's 3. The cheapest of the bows are the short bow, 10 arrows, for 3 silvers. Then there's a crossbow in the case of 7 quarrels, which is the ammunition for crossbows, that will cost 4 silvers. The best one, of course, is the longbow, with a quiver of 10 arrows. That will cost 5 silvers. The sling deals 1d4 damage, the short bow deals 1d6, The crossbow deals 1d10, and the longbow deals 1d8. So between those, you will get to choose which one you want. Starting with Damien. Damien, you have 8 silver left. Which missile weapon would you like?
The longbow.
Alright, very good. Okay, and then Ivory, which missile weapon would you like?
Uh, what are my options again? I'm sorry.
I recommend sling, shortbow, crossbow, or longbow.
I'll do a bow.
You say shortbow?
Yeah, a short bow.
Okay, and Stoic, how about you?
Longbow.
Alright, very good choice. Although you don't have too much money, longbow is a very good investment. It's pricey, but very good. Okay, so next is melee weapon for close combat. Damien, after purchasing your longbow and set of clothes, you spent 6 silvers total. You have 3 left. So you have 3 left for additional equipment such as armor, weapons, and supplies and such. So for your melee weapon, because you purchased a very expensive missile weapon, I do not recommend you purchase an expensive melee weapon. You want to save some money for other things. So for a melee weapon, I recommend you only spend maybe 1 silver. But how much silver are you willing to spend on a melee weapon?
1.
1.
Yeah,
Okay,
1.
so with 1 silver, you can either afford a small tool of any kind, that's normal, or a knife or a staff.
What do you mean by a tool?
It could be like a hand pick, small, or like a hatchet. It could be a small spade, right? Like a hand spade. So a hand
Yeah, a
size normal
spade. Give
tool.
me a spade.
Okay, sounds good. Alright, the spade hangs on your belt. Let's see. You've got 2 silver left. Ivory, for your melee weapon, you spent a total of 6 silvers. You have 6 left. How much of your silver are you willing to spend on melee?
I probably wouldn't spend more than like 2 or 3.
2 or 3? Alright, if you're willing to spend 3, the best recommendation I got for you is the spear, a very versatile weapon in this game. Very effective. Otherwise, with 2,
Then,
you can. Oh, go ahead.
oh, you can give me the other options.
With 2 silvers, you can get maybe a javelin or a dagger. Dagger is very good at close combat. Javelin is similar to a spear, but not as long. For 3 silvers, you can also maybe even get a hand axe if you're interested. Or for 2 silvers, you can also get a club, decent against armor. Hand axes are of course good against wood and shields.
I will get a uh, I'll get a spear.
Alright, good choice. Alright, Stoic. You don't have a lot of money left, unfortunately. You only got 2 silver left. How much of your 2 silver are you willing to spend on melee?
What can I get for 2?
You could get a dagger, you could get a knife, you could get a javelin, a club, a staff, a small tool, a normal sized tool.
What options are there on the tools?
Any normal tool that you can think of that's medieval. Whether that be a sickle, a pitchfork, an axe, a spade, a pickaxe, a hammer, a mallet.
I'll go for a tool, an axe.
Okay, you got a wood axe. Alright, nice. Did you want the small or normal sized?
Oh,
Normal? Okay, good choice. Alright, down to 0. And is Zenko here or not yet?
Yeah, yes, I'm here.
Oh, welcome Zenko. Alright, we're gonna get you caught up real quick with everyone else. Everyone else just stand by for a second. So you're a bit late, but we are playing D&D BX, original D&D, and you're a little late, so if it's okay with you, we're just gonna get you caught up to where everyone else is at with rolling up a character. Does not take very long. So,
Um, I I I'm not used to this, so I'm going rather wait and see how it evolves. So I can enter later.
The best time to enter D&D is at the start. You sure you don't want to just roll up and join in? You can just follow along. Everyone here is new.
Oh, okay, then I'll join.
Okay.
So what are my options?
So I'm gonna, quickly get you caught up to speed. First thing we have to determine are your ability scores. There's not really an option here. It's just randomly generated. Your character
Okay,
has a strength of 13. It's very good.
okay,
An intelligence of 15. Also very good.
okay,
A wisdom of, let's see, 13. Very good. Any score that's 9 through 8, or sorry, 9 through 12 is normal. 3 to 8 is below average. 13 through 18 is above average. Alright, your next score is
yeah.
5 dexterity. And then your constitution is 10. And your charisma is 9. Alright, now you get to choose a class. Based on your abilities, I recommend you're going to be either a fighter, magic user, elf, or cleric. What is your decision?
Oh, I think a magic user is good.
Okay, and you'll get to start with 1 to 4 hit points. You'll start with 3 with a 0 adjustment.
By the way, can you repeat the stats again? I didn't manage to rate them all.
Okay, 13 strength,
How many?
13, 15
Okay,
intelligence, 13
okay,
wisdom, 5 dexterity, 10
uh-huh,
constitution, and 9 charisma.
okay. Thank
Mm-hmm. Alright, for your money, you start with 14 pieces of silver.
Okay.
We're gonna get you caught up and get you your set of clothes, get you your spell book for 2 silvers. And then for missile weapon, do you want a sling, shortbow, longbow, or crossbow?
Um, I think I want the slingshot.
Okay. And for melee weapon, I recommend, since you got a lot of money to spend, you might want to get a better one, like a polearm or a pike or a spear. Let's
I'll
see.
go with the spear.
Okay, good choice. Alright, back to the top. With Damien, let's see how much money you got left. You spent almost all your money, but not everything yet. 1, 6, 7. You have 2 left. With your last 2, you can get some armor. The cheapest armor you can afford is body armor, which is a gambeson, a cloth, or padded, tunic, pretty much, or coat of armor. So is that do you want
Uh,
to get the gambeson or do you want to skip the armor, get equipment
no
supplies
armor.
instead?
No armor.
All right, stick to just being light footman, lumberman. For equipment supplies, a very important part is getting equipment supplies, just torches, food, bandages, ropes, and such. So I highly recommend it, especially bandages and torches and all that. Food maybe if you want to heal. Before you can buy any of it, you need to buy a container to carry it with. There's 3 types of containers that you can use to carry equipment with, which is sacks. Sacks carry 20 pounds, they cost 1 silver. Bags. Bags carry 40 pounds, they cost 2 silvers. And backpacks or packs. They cost 3 silvers and carry up to 60 pounds. So between those different containers, you can only afford a sack or a bag. Which one would you like?
A sack.
Alright, good choice. And then with your last bit of silver, your last piece, do you want to get bandages or something else? A rope? Your choice. Anything you can imagine for supplies.
Um, I'm looking in the references right now. Is
hmm
that the where I should look?
Alright,
Um, wine.
get a wine. Alright, it's a bottle
Yeah.
of wine. It would not be on a wineskin. Let's see.
Yeah.
So it's a fragile item you have to carry
Alright.
under your arm. Let's see. Wineskins do not break easy, but a pot of wine can break if you drop it. Let's see. But wine has many good properties. You get it's a large pot of wine, or a pretty large pot, right? It has up to 30 pints, or in other words, about 3 gallons of wine in the pot.
Oh, what are the benefits?
You can clean wounds. You can drink it. Um, you can, if you're a magic user, know what to do with it. You can use it to help, experimentation. Also good for trade. Let's see.
Experimentation mean like potion?
Yeah, potion testing,
Oh, okay.
so you don't have to taste the nasty potions.
Oh yeah, you'd like put it in the wine and see how the wine reacts. Okay, that's pretty smart. I didn't know you could do that.
Okay, so next is ivory. You have a few silver left, I think. Let's see. Alright, you spent only 7 of your 12, so you got 5 left. For armor, you can afford either a gambeson for 2 silvers, and or a shield for 3 silvers, and or a helmet for 5 silvers. Uh, which would you like? There's also a heavy gambeson for 4 silvers, if you want that instead. There's heavy and light versions of all armor, and normal, of course. So, your choice, Ivory.
Um, could you repeat the list again?
So, shield, gambeson, or helmet.
Uh, helmet.
Okay, 5 silvers. That would be the remaining of your silver.
All right.
Alright, back to Zenko. You have a sling spear, close, and spellbook so far, which has costed you 3, 4, 7 of your 14, so you got 7 left. Now we have to get you some armor. I recommend either the gambeson or the shield. They're pretty cheap, beneficial as well. Heavy gambeson is pretty good too. What would you like,
What
Zenko?
happens? What and a shield?
Yeah, I recommend either the shield, the gambeson, the heavy gambeson, or a helmet. I don't really recommend the helmet too much because it's so expensive for the same bonus.
Then I think I'll go with the shield.
Alright, shield. The cost 3 silver for a shield.
Okay. And how much money I have left? Left?
Um, you have 4 left. Would you like more armor, or do you want to buy some equipment and supplies? We still need torches.
I will save it for
Okay, so for supplies, we need to get you a container first. Do you want a sack, bag, or a pack?
a sack is good.
Okay, that costs 1 silver, carries 20 pounds. And do you want to get candles and tinderbox then?
Yes.
Okay. The torches are too heavy to put in a sack, so if you want torches, you have to get a bag instead.
Okay.
But we'll get you candles. Candles allow you to see 5 feet ahead,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
and they last longer than torches. Let's see. Torches, though, are brighter. They provide 10 feet of light. Alright, we also bought you a tinderbox, so you can light it. You're left with 1 silver. With your last silver, would you like to get bandages, food, or you can't really carry the food actually, so maybe bandages, another sack, a rope. It's your choice.
Um, bandages.
Okay,
Bandages.
sounds good. Alright, 1 moment, I'm getting a phone call. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Let's see. Um, alright. We're done buying your equipment. That's good. We're gonna move on to the last step to creating your characters. Is choosing your name. Your name will determine your character's culture and sex, naturally. If you pick a German name, your character's pretty much German. If you pick a woman's name, your character's a woman, right? So that's how it will go. So go ahead and choose your medieval name. When you're ready, let me know.
Okay.
hmm Alright, and actually, Ivory, you need a spellbook, so we're gonna return your helmet. And instead, we're gonna get you either a shield or a gambeson, so you can afford a spellbook. It costs 2 silvers.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go with the shield.
Okay. Shields are better against missiles. Alright, good choice.
Yep.
Okay, so whoever's ready, let me know, and you can tell me your name.
I do have a question.
hmm
Uh, so you said old D&D. Does that mean like 1.0 or 2.0 or what?
Before it, it's original D&D, so it's not first edition, which is AD&D. It's not that. It's original D&D.
Okay, okay.
So
Yeah, that
seventh
was my
edition, if
question.
any edition.
Okay,
Yeah.
can I tell you my name?
Yes.
Adolf.
Adolf, very good. All right. Anyone else
I'm
ready?
my name. Yeah, my name would be Michael.
You said Mike.
Michael.
How do you spell it?
Michael.
M-I-C-H. What's the last part? A.
Ael.
A-E-L.
Ael.
A. A-L. Oh, E-L. Michael.
Ael.
Yeah,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
it's Michael.
Oh, we have a new player.
And then, oh, hello, Jasmine. You're a bit late, but welcome anyway. I'll get you rolled up real quick. We're playing D&D BX, original D&D. Glad you can join us. Let's see.
The way I've had the original D&D described to me is it's a survival horror because you'll die pretty quickly.
That's pretty accurate. Well, you will die pretty quickly if you make the wrong decision. So, work
I
together,
have
survive together.
I have my
But yes, it is not a very forgiving game. D&D BX is fair but brutal. It does not spare anyone. No character is safe. There's no main characters in old school D&D. No one is more special
Okay,
than any other character.
the name of my character is going to be Beatrice.
You said Beatrice?
Yes.
Okay, sounds good. Alright. Ivory, you're the last one.
yeah, Sabrina.
Sabrina, very good. Okay, and then we're gonna get Jasmine a character real quick. Jasmine, can you play with us today? Jasmine? Alright, we'll come back to them. Or come back to her later. Let's see. We don't like to waste time here, so if someone does not respond, I will just keep moving. Um, Alright. So next is for the magic users, you're gonna get your spells, and that should be it. So Ivory and Zanko, you're new. There's 3 methods of getting your spells. You can either take the Dungeon Master set spells, which are read and detect magic. They'll not do much by themselves, but they'll help you acquire and use more magic moving forward. Right. So they're really good for long-term players, characters expecting to survive longer. But because you're new, I highly recommend the second option, which is 2 random spells. And the last choice is to choose a spell of your choice, or to choose one of your choice. So you get either 2 random, 2 set, or 1 of your choice. Starting with Ivory, what method do you want for your spells?
Um, Could I get one of my choice?
Yes, that is also a good decision. I'll show you the list, and then you can pick one on the list. So hopefully the camera will focus, but if not, I'll just tell them to you, your options. Alright, so it's the first level list. So, charm person, detect magic, etc. Which one do you want?
I'll ooh, this is a hard choice. Going to pick. Is number 4 hold person or hold
Hold
portal?
portal. It's very good for
Okay,
keeping monsters out, right? Or keeping monsters from attacking.
yeah. I'm going to use. I'm gonna get magic missile.
Okay, very good choice. It's an automatic hit. After you cast it, you have 10 minutes to throw it. So you can actually hold on to it. And it does not abide by the initiative rules after you cast it. So whenever you want, it will just automatically hit. As long as you can see your target, of course.
Okay,
But you have to cast it
got it.
beforehand. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay.
Okay, Zenko, do you want to choose one or do you want two randoms or two set spells?
I want two randoms.
Okay, so we're going to use the 12-sided dice to determine your spells. Number 6, number 1. That means, I think it's Charm Person, and then I'm not sure what the other one is. Alright, Charm Person and Magic Missile as well. So you have those two spells in your book.
Okay. Person.
Alright, so
Okay.
you already know what Magic Missile will do, but Charm Person basically can allow you to supernaturally befriend something, right? It would think that you're its friend, and will treat you like a friend. That's a person, right? So another monster that's human-like, you can maybe befriend it with Charm Person.
Isn't that they have to be non-hostile, correct?
Uh, yes, typically they should be non-hostile before you try it. But you can potentially befriend a monster, right? So trick it to becoming your friend. Let's see, use that spell. It can be hostile. It's just you have to succeed and charming them. Then they'll stop
Yeah.
and start thinking you're
If
friend.
if I understand correctly, I can befriend it even if it's hostile, but I have
Yeah.
to win the roll, right?
Yep. Yeah, I guess saving
Yeah.
throw versus spells. Otherwise, it starts to think you're its friend if it fails.
Okay.
Mhm. All right. So, um, the party of new characters are ready. So we're gonna get every other character ready now. So you guys sit tight. And returning players, they get to upgrade their characters now. The last time they played, they either upgrading the characters or just like you, rolling up their first character, and they survived. So because they survived, they come back and get to upgrade their characters. Now, if you come back to play again and you survive, you'll be just like Spud or Boomer, waiting your turn, and then of course, once it's your turn, you get to upgrade your characters. We'll see. So we're gonna start with Boomer. He's playing as Cosmo, first level Thief. Let's see. All right. So based on my notes so far, it looks like Cosmo did make some money. He made one silver piece and one copper piece.
Yep.
Alright, he not to win that much money last adventure, but it was better
Uh,
than nothing.
okay. Are there throwing knives in your game, or do you not do throwing knives?
I suppose there might be, but they're terrible, naturally. Just like in real life.
Yeah, but would they be like cheap and the
No, there'll
cheap?
be an expensive way to lose a weapon.
No,
Let's see. So, a
just to show
stone is
off
far
to
better than a throwing knife,
yeah, just to show off to your friends, huh?
I suppose.
All right. In that case, well, I can't really do much with one silver. I might as well get a container though. Um, a pouch is one silver, right?
Yes.
And a sack is one silver too.
Mhm.
I'll just get a sack then. All right, and that will be my preparations.
Alright, and then now it's time for Edward, the veteran first level fighter. Let's see. You also were on an adventure last week. You earned the same amount, 1 silver, 1 copper. Alright. Do you have anything you want to purchase before we set out?
You
Any
got a
preps?
recommendation?
Recommendation, you said?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's hard to hear you, Spud. But you said recommendation, I think. So, with 1 silver, based on what you currently own, I can recommend you a sack to carry extra equipment. I can recommend you a rope to wear around your body. I can recommend you a knife for close quarters.
Let's go for sack.
Sounds good. You can carry up to 20 pounds now of loot or equipment. Alright, let's see. So the party's ready, and now that preparations are done, you guys will take a small break before we start the adventure. So take a 5-minute break, and when you come back, we'll set out for your first adventure, or for some of you, your second adventure. Alright, take a 5-minute break. Use the bathroom, grab your drinks, do whatever you need before we set out.
Alright.
Alright. Hello. It has been roughly 5 minutes, so hopefully y'all are back. We are going to resume. We're going to start with our adventure. So, just do a quick roll call. Boomer, are you with us?
Yes.
Good. And Spud, you there?
Yo.
Awesome. I'm assuming if you're unmuted, you're here. So, alright. So, um, to start off, of course, I'll be your guide into this world, your dungeon master. From this moment forward, you can refer to me as the ref, the referee, or the dungeon master, of course. And I'll refer to you all as your characters. Your player names are considered the houses of your characters, like the surnames or clan's name of all your men, right? So, for example, I'm going to introduce the party now. We have Cosmo, the apprentice of House Boomer. We have Adolf, the veteran of House Damien. Sabrina, the medium of House Ivory. Edward, the veteran of House Spud. Michael, the apprentice of House Stoic. And Beatrice, the medium of House Zenko. If that makes sense. So, that is your band of adventurers this week. A few days ago, it's understood that your characters have gathered and have discussed plans and promised each other that they will set out together to seek their fame and fortune in this dangerous medieval land. So, from the village of Gevlon, you have heard of various places you might visit to the south, beyond the borders of human territories. Okay, there'd be a place called the Salt Coast Mine to the southwest. There'd be a place called Kasserun Zawolta to the south, and the Sunken Tomb to the southeast. All of which promise fortune for those seeking it. They're all abandoned ruins or places, right, moats and such, that might be visited and explored and delved under to get rich and famous from, right? You heard that the South Coast Mine is an abandoned mine in the rocky crags to the southwest along the coastline, and it's rumored that monsters from the coast or from the waters made their way into the mine, into the caves, the salt mine, and are currently dwelling there. It's a long abandoned salt mine to the southwest. To the southeast is a sunken tomb, a tomb that had uh, belonged to some ancient lord, you think. That's what people say. It's a very famous, strange stone structure in the middle of a lake that's very ancient and old. Right? No one knows the true story behind it, but a massive tomb was constructed on an island in the middle of a rumored or supposed haunted lake. They say that anyone who tries to cross the lake will drown. At least if they try to swim across it, something might pull you down, right? Um, and far to the south is Castle Ruins of Volta, an old castle ruin that used to belong to the human realm, naturally. It was an outpost to the south that was long abandoned after being overrun by monsters, and particularly a dragon, right? That made it its lair many, many years ago. The dragon has not been seen over many years, so adventurers have become bold enough to maybe visit it and try to recover some of the abandoned and forgotten remains or treasures, right? That were lost to the monsters. So, those are your options, or some of your options you might take on to win your fame and fortune. At this time, you guys will finalize your decision at the tavern. A night ago, you guys were drinking and eating and just looking over your maps and plans, and you had to take a vote on uh, where you guys wanted to go. So we'll just kind of keep it quick, right?
Yo,
We
did
don't
you
want to
guys
waste
start?
too much time. Yes. So with those three options in mind, we're gonna take a vote. You can also choose another option if you have something else in mind, but those are the three recommended options, right? To start off your campaign for Fame and Fortune. So for Cosmo the Apprentice, what say you?
Hmm. Well, to get to the tomb, we're gonna need a canoe. So, and I don't think we have that. So that's gonna narrow down our options a little bit more. So, unless anyone has any specific preferences, I think we should go to the mine.
The salt mine.
Hmm. Last time we were there were some goblins, but if we play it safe and we play it smart, we might be able to get out with some.
Wait, what are the
I think
options?
this,
Alright, so you may discuss it if you wish, but mainly we're just deciding where we're gonna go. And Cosmo has never been there, but he has family members who have in the past. So again, I'm just asking for your vote, Cosmo. It's not really a time to discuss.
Oh, okay. I'll
You
vote.
can
I'll vote
discuss
for the
after you
mine.
vote. So,
All right. Yeah, I'll vote for the mine.
Adolf, what do you say? What do you think?
What are the options? Sorry.
There's the mine to the southwest, the Lost Coast mine. To the south is the castle ruins of Zavolta, and to the southeast is the Sakin tomb.
Are the mines?
Right. Two votes or two votes for the Lost Coast mine. And Sabrina, what say you?
I'm good with the mines, so yeah, I'll vote for the mines.
Okay, and then Edward.
Mines.
Alright, the majority of the party has voted on the mine, so majority dictates, where we're gonna go then. Any objections, Michael or Beatrice, or any reason why you think we should not go to the mine?
Nope. I also
No,
want vote
On
for the
board?
mine.
no objections. Yeah, I'm good.
Alright. So again, last night your party had discussed the plans, and last night you decided that you would visit the Salt Coast Mine, a long abandoned mine southeast of Gabalon, lost to monsters many months ago. Alright, so
Hey, I'll be right back. I gotta go put my plate up.
it's a full day, the middle of September of year 12 of the campaign. A new band of adventurers, pretty fresh band of adventurers, set out from the village of Gavilan beyond the walls of the safe walls of settled human territory. And from here, they marched west into open grasslands, and then south toward the rocky hills, in which the Salt Coast Mine is. That is the usual course of travel that adventurers might take to get to the coast, the south, or the Salt Coast Mine. Okay. There's also an old road that goes through those grasslands and to that mine. You've got the mark on your map. I will do so now. So it goes like this. Hence why you might go through the grasslands. So, you take the road, that is the usual course, but it's your choice. Did anyone have an objection from taking the usual course to get to the mine? There's an old road that takes you to the mine, but if you wanted to go cross country instead and slow your journey down, stay off the common route taken, you can do that, of course. Any objections to
I
using the
think
road?
I think if we take the uncommon route, we might run into less like people and stuff. So my vote would be like the longer route.
The normal route.
Yeah, I vote the north.
Two
Yeah,
votes
I
on
also vote
normal,
for the north
one on.
route. Seems more safe.
What did you say, Beatrice?
The normal route seems more safe, so I vote for it.
Alright, three votes on the road, one vote on off trail. We need one more vote to change, or do you guys want to?
Normal. I'll take the normal route.
Alright, Sabrina changes her mind, goes with the road instead. So, from the village of Gavilan, it's a full day. You've been marching along the road through tall, open grasslands for miles around, just marching on foot. Your boots heavy, your men just rocking right in a line of 6 men, right? Men and women. Let's see. And we've been marching along for just a few hours. You march at the rate of medium footmen. Um, so you're like half movement due to the equipment, armor, and supplies that some of your troop carries. So you're medium footmen just marching along. You travel at the rate of 12 miles a day. And it's understood that Salt Coast Mine is roughly 2 leagues or 6 miles from Gavilan, so it's within a day's travel back and forth if you're not there for too long. So, let's see if anything occurs during your march.
Cosmo scout ahead.
Cosmo wants to scout ahead.
Mhm.
What is the rest of the party saying? Do you want to let the party know before you do this,
Yeah,
or do you want to just do it without discussing?
Yeah, well, Cosmo is saying he's going to scout ahead, unless anyone has any objection.
Be safe.
All right. So to scout ahead,
Mhm.
for those who are new, if you've never seen it, in the guide channel, I do offer a list of principles that is recommended to follow. These are good at scouting, naturally, especially if the player knows how to scout. But scouting is very dangerous because scouting means to split from the party. There's no means of communication if he scouts ahead, right? He will just be a separate party that can come back and report to you if he survives the journey back. So, are you guys willing to let him go? You will have less than 6 to 8 if you let him split up. And he will, of course, have way less than 6 to 8, which is the recommended amount. But he will, of course, be a scout.
Yeah, let him go.
Alright, it is his funeral, perhaps. But, Cosmo, how far ahead do you want to scout in the wilderness?
He'll stay within like sight. He'll be like 30 feet.
Okay, so he's not too far ahead. He's about 30 feet up
Mhm.
the road, right? Marching along. And he's the first one to see whatever might lie ahead. And he will be the first thing that anything up ahead will see naturally. Alright. So Cosmo, you march forward 30 feet while the rest of your party trails behind you from 30 feet. Okay. During your march through the grassy plains southeast of Gevlon, unfortunately, there'll be a sighting in the distance. On this day, we got 6 and 11. So, the travel is not safe. As you've heard from your village all your life, the wilderness is not a safe place. Beyond the walls are, you know, great monsters, horrible things out there, right? That will tear men apart. So, this day is as you feared, right? It has come true. You have come to see some type of beast out in the open grasslands. From a distance, of course. Let's see how far away it is. We're going to make a surprise check as you are marching along. Characters are careful, but there's still a chance that it crept up to your position or does not attack until close. The party is surprised. The monster is also surprised. So, this means that you do not notice it immediately, and it does not notice you immediately. And the distance is close. Very close. Uh, it's 1, 2, 4 times 10 yards away from our position. Alright, it's 30 yards, 30 meters from our position. Its direction is on the road, right? Or off, slightly off the road. Um, and you don't notice it until, you haven't noticed it until you were 90 yards. That's when you finally spotted it. And it starts to see you too, right? Starts to get up from the grasses. So you didn't see each other until you guys were very close, at 90 yards, naturally. So it's
Mhm.
just down the road. And let's see what it is. I'm going to roll the dice to see what, we already scored it. It's 6 and 11. So that determines what monster is out here. The grasslands with us. Alright. In grasslands, you see kind of a small encampment up ahead on the road. Or just, you do not see the encampment too well because the tall grass and the elevation. But soon you see a few armor-clad men at arms, perhaps, climb off or climb out from the grasses and onto the road to see you. Their distance again is 90 feet or 30 yards, right? What is our actions? Starting with Cosmo. You can also choose to talk, but you get to only talk for 10 seconds. So Cosmo,
Alright.
what's your action?
He's gonna turn around. He's gonna signal back to the party that there's something up ahead, and he's gonna stop moving. He's gonna wait for the party to come to him, and he's just gonna wave.
Alright, so again, you get one action. That was more than one action. So you turn around
Oh,
and you
right.
signal your party to stop.
Yeah.
So you can tell them that there's something up ahead. So as you're doing that, Adolf, what's your action? You're in the main party, 30 feet
My
behind
guy
the
just
scouts.
screams at them. He screams at them.
Alright, Adolf yells. What do you yell?
Oi!
Okay, he just yells, "Oi!" Right, in their direction. And Sabrina, As Adolf was yelling, as Cosmo stopped to turn around, what did you do? You had 10 seconds.
I would like to prepare my magic missile.
Okay, you start to cast it, and Edward, um,
Uh,
yes, your action.
put up my shield and spear.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just on guard.
Alright. Shield and spear on guard, and then Beatrice, your action.
I'm going to prepare to cover myself with the shield.
Alright, so you cover, you take a defensive position. You and Michael can create a line together. Um, let's see. Did everyone get to say an action? Right. So we know.
No.
Alright,
Um,
Michael, what's your action?
I'm gonna hide in the grass
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna prepare my bow. Something.
Very good choice. So you go off-road, and you get into the grasses, start to hide. One of your main skills in the thief is the backstab. So if you can attack someone from behind and unaware, you get a bonus. For now, they're unaware of your position, but you're not behind them quite yet. Let's see. Alright. As your men spread out, right, and get ready for potential combat or encounter at least, we hear, of course, Adolf yell toward their direction. Let's see how they react to him. Making a reaction check from the encounter. Okay. They're they're seeming uncertain. It looks like they respond, and from their ranks, one of them cries out to you. It says, "You lot there, state ye are and your business on this road."
Just passing through.
Edward replies, "Just passing through." And Cosmo, um, you're turning around. You're signaling your men to move up. Adolf, as Edward tries to reply, do you want to reply as well?
We're coming to take the treasures from the mine.
And Sabrina, your men are talking and maybe moving up at this point. What would you like to do? You equipped your weapon so far. Or no, you didn't equip your weapon. You cast your spell, right? So you got the magic
Yeah.
missile. Do you want to throw it, or do you want to hold on to it?
I'm gonna hold on to it.
Okay. So you have like a force in your hand right now that's ready to throw. And let's see. Um, Beatrice, is everyone else advancing toward the scout? He's, motioning you guys forward.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sneaking forward in the grasses.
Okay, Michael continues to move forward through the grasses as the party marches along the road. And as this is happening, let's see how they react to your response, your reply. Alright, pause the response. Okay, so it's a +1 because you don't have any hostile intent. You state your business, but again they will ask, um, what are you lot? Brigands, treasure hunters, adventurers? What do you seek at the mine? Treasures, right?
Yes, we'd be adventurous.
And as you close some distance, now you're all 90 feet from them instead of 120. Some of the party was 120, the scout was 90. So now the whole party is 90 feet. You guys are still yelling back and forth from them to you, and you can see that they continue to yell from their distance, right? All right then. If you have no quarrel with us, we have no quarrel with you. And you can see them kind of give you the way. They step off the road and make their way back into the tall grasses, away from the road.
Hmm.
Does your party want to continue advancing along the road or something else?
Yeah, I'll continue.
Yeah,
Okay.
we will continue.
Continue.
I will follow suit.
All right. So no quarrel with him. They have no quarrel with you. They are men of the realm like you. Whether they're enemy or not is hard to tell, but they're from the local region, so most likely not enemies. Let's see.
Hmm. Also,
Right.
usually they wouldn't be that well armored for, bandits.
Yes, they're wearing surcoats and plate armor.
Hmm.
Alright. You march along, eventually past the area of the road that you saw them on. our thief, Michael, was, continually moving through the tall grasses, avoiding the road. Eventually, you can rejoin your party if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna rejoin.
Okay. And does our scout want to resume his place? 30 feet up ahead?
Yeah.
Okay. Very well. And the rest of the journey goes by without any other encounter. You arrive in a few hours at the Salt Coast Mine. The road leads up to what looks like a large excavation in the side of a hill, a large hill, up against all these kind of salt rocks and salt hills, right? That are mostly mined free of salt now at this point, and are just plain rock with bits of salt here and there. Um, there's a small encampment long abandoned outside the mine entrance. It's just a circle of tents and a few wooden shacks, and there's a few pits and such, and a ditch here and there, and kind of a makeshift palisade or low palisade, kind of just a wall of stakes and a small moat beyond it that kind of guards the entry to the camp that surrounds the entrance of the mine. There's a bridge that spans the moat. It's currently still there. You can easily cross, just a few logs, pretty much, tied together, or not a few, about a dozen or so logs tied together, which you can easily cross and make your way toward the mine entrance. The mine entrance is wide open. You see lots of wooden planks, all kind of splintered and broken up into small pieces, as if it was once barricaded. But of course, unfortunately, it's been opened again. And entry into the mine is of course open to you. So now that we've arrived at the mine, do you guys want to explore the mine entrance, or do you guys want to enter right away? There's not much of fortune, or there's not much of use out here in the open, right? There's maybe some old supplies and tools that might be helpful, but it's up to you if you want to spend the time trying to rummage through it and get anything helpful. Otherwise, you can
Let's go
enter right
in.
away. Okay, so
Wait, do you guys have any torches?
I have candles.
mhm.
Candles? Alright.
Oh no.
Better than nothing. Alright.
Okay, so we got candle. We're gonna start equipping and ordering your men. So you guys are gonna get into a marching order, and then you're gonna choose what you want to equip. We're gonna write a list. So as you guys prepare to enter the mine, right? Some of you can choose to split from the party if you want, but that's not recommended. So the current situation is your men gather around the entry and start to draw their weapons, prepare their swords or spears, torches and supplies and such. We're gonna start with Cosmo the Apprentice. What would you like to equip?
He'll equip his sling and his pole, and he'll go in the second rank.
Okay, second rank. So imagine you guys are getting into two columns most likely, and each column has a number of ranks, right? Or the columns have ranks. So naturally, first rank means that you're in the very front, you're in the first row of the two columns. So columns are lines that you will march in, and most of the time the dungeon might be wide enough for two people to stand abreast. Sometimes it gets too narrow though, and only allows one. And sometimes it's so wide you can have a line formation instead of a column formation, which means a wall of men just advancing forward. Alright, so Cosmo is in second rank behind anyone who's trying to take first point or first rank take point. Next to decide their equipment is going to be Adolf. So Adolf, the veteran. Do you want to stand at the front, or where would you like to stand? You're the best. You're one of the best at fighting naturally, but it doesn't look like you have a lot of armor, so it's not recommended.
My character, he's gonna be at the front,
Okay.
and he's
What
gonna
do you
be
want to?
drunk off the wine. He's gonna drink the wine.
Okay, you drank some wine earlier during the march. Um, Typically, it takes about at least 2 pints of wine to suffer a saving throw versus disease. In this case, intoxication, right? So you drank 2 pints earlier during the march, and you did get drunk. Now that you're drunk, we'll say
Oh.
that you have a -1 to hit, but a +1 to damage.
Fire.
Okay. Feeling a bit aggressive right now. Already riled up. Okay. So Damien's a bit drunk. Did you want to share your wine with any of your other men?
Nah, he's a bit greedy. He's a bit
Okay.
greedy.
So he's carrying a pot of. Do you want to leave your pot of wine at the entrance, or are you gonna carry the pot in there? To carry it, you have to put it under one of your arms,
Yeah,
naturally.
he's gonna carry his pot. He's gonna carry his pot.
Okay. All right. So we got this whole, one of the soldiers in your ranks just carrying a pot of wine over his shoulders. Let's see. So in one hand you have equipped your pot of wine. In the other hand, what do you want to equip? Your bow and arrow,
No,
or sorry,
spade.
your spade.
Spade.
Yeah.
Truly the deadliest of warriors.
Okay. Next up is Ivory. Or sorry, no, Sabrina. Sabrina, where would you like to stand?
I would like to stand. We're how many players do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll stand third rank.
Mhm.
Um,
And what would you like to
eh,
equip? Mhm.
uh, what do I have again?
Uh, you have a spear. Also, your match missile has dissipated at this point, unfortunately.
Yeah, I thought so.
To
Um,
recover it will require 1 day of rest. So,
okay. I will equip my spear.
all right, sounds good. All right, and then next is Michael, I think. No, Edward. Sorry,
Yeah.
on my list. Edward's next on my list.
Uh,
Edward, what would you like to equip?
my spear and shield,
What's your position? You want to play first or
first
second?
rank.
First rank. All right. You're frontliner. Let's see. All right. Michael's next.
What positions are left?
Um, right now, second position still has a space, and third position still has a space.
Okay, I'll equip my longbow and take the second position.
Sounds good. All right. And then Zenko, you're the last one. Is it okay with you? You're gonna be in third rank, rear guard.
I'm gonna equip the candles and the bandages.
Okay. You'll light the candle, and the candle only shines 5 feet, so your party cannot see up ahead unless Beatrice is in the front. So I recommend the pot guy goes in the back then, brings up the rear. So Adolf, if it's okay with you, you're gonna go in the back actually. Beatrice is gonna lead the way, because she has the candle. And Beatrice, you can fall back of course if there's a combat.
Okay.
And Adolf, you can move up if you want during the combats.
Yeah, that's all good.
Mhm.
Alright, so during the march, as you guys explore though, Beatrice will be in the front, Adolf will be in the back.
Mhm. And if you guys need to check for traps or something, just call on Cosmo.
I've been taking some notes, so they're not crazy thorough, but since we have our ref taking notes, but I've been taking notes too.
hmm Very good. Alright, yeah, again, it's just the middle of September at the moment of year 12.
Can you recap the marching order real quick?
In the first rank, there's the veteran Edward and the medium Beatrice. In the second rank, there's the thief Cosmo and the apprentice or thief Michael. In the third rank, there's the medium Sabrina and the veteran Adolf. Pretty good marching order.
All right.
Right. And then Edward, or during the exploration, if it's wide enough, Cosmo, you can move toward the front, or you can scout ahead while you're exploring. You can always fall back later. Would you like to scout ahead
Mm.
during in the dungeon, or do you want to stay in second
Uh,
rank?
I wouldn't have any light.
That's true. You can borrow the candle from Beatrice if you're scouting, or you can ask her to light a second one.
Would you like to light a second one, baby?
What do you say,
Zenko?
Beatrice?
Wait, repeat that again. I was searching for something.
Cosmos wondering if you can light a second candle.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
And then he'll swap out then for his. I guess he'll have candle and sling.
So candle and sling instead of 10-foot pole.
Okay.
Cosmo, you
Yeah.
said candle and sling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's better to poke ahead with a party. Because if he makes noise and a monster comes, then he'll be by himself.
You said it's better to poke
Yeah.
ahead.
No, I'm saying it'd be better to have a pole if I was with the party. But
Oh
since I'm
yeah.
away from the party, yeah, if I make noise, then the monster could get to me first
Mhm.
for the party.
All right then.
Mm-hmm.
Minus 2 candles from Beatrice. Alright, and into the mine we shall enter. So, the entrance to the mine is narrow. It's only about 5 feet, maybe less, and it leads into a cavernous tunnel that continues to descend or slope downward somewhat. Um, it goes south for about 10 feet so far, as far as you can see. You can only see 5 feet up ahead, but the daylight allows you to see a little further. And the tunnel is about 10 feet wide. Do you wish to explore south or something else? You only go south so far.
Yeah.
Alright, so south it is. Alright, let me get my map.
Osmo is scouting ahead, right?
One moment. Let me grab a map.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Mm, okay. Let me grab a map paper so you guys can see. For certain situations, I may provide tokens and positionings. I may draw a map for you if your party chooses to take the time to thoroughly map, but naturally that will take longer as you explore. More turns will pass. Let's see. Let's go this way. There's a grid in case we need it during the adventure. Bring back the notes. Alright. It's back where we left off. What the heck? Oh. Alright. Into the mine. So, the entry takes you 10 feet into the mine, and you enter into a cavernous chamber that continues southwest so far. So your options that you may use to continue is you can go west, southwest, or south along the east wall. You can see that the north wall to the west. The cavern continues southwest.
Uh, can we do, shit? Do we see anything?
Yes, so far in the cavern, you can't see too far ahead, but right now you see that it continues southwest. On the floor, it's just kind of wet and rocky. On the walls, there's cavernous walls. It smells like cave waters and algae. And it's you can only hear dripping water and the candle sputtering here and there.
Hey, I have to go for a moment. I will be right back.
All right. So which way do you guys want to explore? West, southwest, or south?
Let's go
Mm,
southwest.
yep, southwest.
Yeah, if the
Southwest.
cave continues on southwest, we go to southwest.
All right. Explore southwest, deeper into the cavern. If you go west, you can stick to the north wall. If you go south, you can stick to the east wall. But to go southwest would mean to go straight into the cavern, right? Into the deep end. See how far it goes. Right. Let's see if we find anything up ahead. So far, we're in the clear. Okay. The cavern has been pretty empty so far, but there's a pool of water upright against the western wall now. Uh, the pool of water drains from the wall, or it pours out from the wall and just continues to float in a large pool that flows further south, pretty much.
Mm.
But it's up against the western wall. Um,
I'm back.
Within the waters, you can see there's a bunch of algae in there.
Mm.
That's all you see so far. You've gone to the southwest, you're at the western wall. So far you found out that the cavern is at least uh, 20 feet east to west and 20 feet north to south. The cavern does continue south, and you can see an exit toward the southwest. So for those
Uh,
who are confused, you must map by yourself based on the description. So you're basically in a cavern still. You're at the uh, you've moved sorry, you have moved toward the southwest. You're at the western wall so far, and the cavern continues south. You've moved about a total of 30 to 40 feet from the entrance of the mine.
Let's go farther in.
Further
South.
south?
South.
Okay.
mhm.
Right. We see something toward the southeast at this point. Toward the southwest, you can see an exit. Through the exit, there's a tunnel that continues westward. However, to the east, you can see something else. Um, to the east, you can see what appears to be a little bit of movement in your candlelight. You're not sure what it is, but they're starting to crawl toward you. There's a lot of them. They have many tiny legs, and they're about a foot long each.
Oh,
Cosmo's gonna ready his sling.
Okay, so Cosmo is readying a sling, right? Taking aim. Adolf, what do you want to do? You guys want to discuss? You're not in a combat yet, so you have time to openly discuss. So
yeah, I think these are the monsters that we came here for.
Yeah. You guys want to retreat and maybe get into like a maybe we could try and funnel them or something because there's a lot of these things.
Yeah, let's go back to the caravan.
Yeah.
Is it
you're in a
possible to
cavern.
like throw? You know, you
You,
could throw wine on them and like light them on fire.
That was
mm,
one of my thoughts. Was we
eh,
could use fire against them.
yeah. We could try that. Just let's maybe we could try and go back to the entrance and
Funnel
set
them out a
the.
bit.
Yeah. Let them,
All right,
yeah.
I like
but
that idea. Let's.
you'll need more than just wine to start a flame. So it's
Yeah.
not enough ethanol to catch fire in the normal circumstances, but it can catch fire when exposed to a large open flame or heat source, when it exceeds its flash point naturally, and the ethanol vapors are released from the wine. But the wine is
Adolf
not.
as well
Yeah.
is extremely greedy. He will not give up his wine.
Mhm.
He holds it.
All right. So the monsters, you see how they're reacting to you. You're all just kind of whispering about 10 feet from their position. You know, they crawl into your light every now and then, trying to figure out what you are. They're these monsters in the darkness. And they actually starting to gather up and surround your party. They're no longer to your southeast exactly. They're also east of you and south of you now too. You can hear them kind of spreading out. Do you guys want to stay here longer
Um,
and keep talking, or take
No,
an
let's
action?
retreat.
yeah,
Alright.
I second that. Let's retreat a
Yeah.
bit.
So we're gonna go through
Yeah.
Retreat.
every character. I'm gonna ask each one of
No,
you for your action. Some of you might not
Damien,
take the same action.
I'm gonna try smack one on the head with the
Okay.
spade.
So Adolf is going to attack one with his spade, right? As he's attacking one with his spade, Cosmo. And just a reminder, if you interrupt your action or discuss from this point forward, that is going to be your action. So if you interrupt someone, you lose your action to interrupt them, and they lose their action, right? Because you interrupted them. So their action. So we see Adolf is moving forward with his spade, trying to attack one of the monsters. Cosmo, what's your action? You have a candle and a sling.
Cosmo's gonna retreat to the back to the entrance.
Which direction?
No.
North? Okay. So Cosmos moving north. Adolf is attacking. Sabrina, what's your action?
I will follow Cosmos.
Okay, so
I
okay, Adolf, which direction do you want to attack? The east flank, southeast flank, or southern flank? Most of them are toward the southeast. If you want to divide and conquer and attack fewer than more, then I suggest east or south.
East, east, east.
Okay. And then Sabrina, you're moving north with Cosmo.
Yes.
All right, I'm just writing a list of everyone's actions, and then we're gonna resolve it. Edward, what is your action?
We got one person attacking and two people retreating. Um, I'm gonna retreat.
Moving north, tactical retreat. Michael, what's your action?
now tactical retreat north.
Okay. And Beatrice, your action?
I also retreat north.
Alright, we might see our first casualty here in a moment. Okay, so
Mhm.
we'll see one brother is being left behind. He gets a bit bloodthirsty. He's in a drunken rage perhaps against these monsters up ahead. They're about a foot long each. These large bugs. It looks like alien bugs, right? They all have these. They're like these face hugger type monsters, right? Crawling all over the ground. And there's let's see how many there are total, real quick. Let's see. Check the layer number. I think it should be in parentheses. Alright, there's a total of one of them toward the east that he runs into. Alright, so before the light disappears, he's able to step toward the east and at least attack one of them until he's left in the darkness by himself. Let's see if he kills it or not. So he ran toward it as the men ran north. And, okay. As your men run north, uh, let's see. The one attacking was Adolf the fighter, right? He's pretty strong. Adolf is a veteran. He attacks at twice the rate. He's skilled combatant. So here's your first attack. You choose to attack with your spade, right? Let's see. All right. So you run toward one of these creatures on the ground. It slithers up to you or crawls very quickly toward you. Right? Skitters up to you, and you start to like stomp and stab at it with your spade. Okay. Here's your first attack. You attack faster than it can attack you. As it closes the distance, your first one misses, and then your second attempt to attack it within the same round it depends on the initiative. So first you attacked way quicker than it could, but as you attacked after you missed, right, your spade hits the ground, it crawls up your arm and tries to bite you. But let's see if it's faster, or let's see if you're faster. If you can hit it one more time before it has a chance. Your initiative is 1 to 6 with a bonus from your dexterity. In this case, your initiative, what's your dexterity? It's 9, right? Oh no, wait. Yours is 5. You're slow and clumsy. Okay. So you got a -2 on this roll. Your initiative is 4, despite your penalty, that's pretty high. The monster's is 5 though, so it beats you by 1 point. And before you have another chance to hit it with your spade, this monster has crawled up your arm and is starting to drive its teeth through your forearm, right? It rolls and lands a miss, so it only bites into your glove. And here's your second attack to hit it, or second chance to hit it. 13 plus your bonuses against the monster, that is a hit. So the monster's on your arm, you grab at it, you kind of like pull it off and smash it with your spade, and you deal 1 to 2 damage with your spade plus your strength bonus. So in this case, it's gonna be, we're gonna divide the d4 by 2. So we'll say 1 to 2 is a 1, and 3 to 4 is a 2. Alright, 2 damage plus your strength bonus, which is let's see how strong you are. You have normal strength, so no bonus. So you deal 2 damage to the monster. And let's see how many hit points it has. 2 hit points only. So just enough to kill it. Let's see if it dies outright. It dies outright. So you split it in 2. It's on the ground. You pull off your forearm bravely, right, and you drive the spade through it, and you split it in 2. Alright, you got your first kill, first blood of the game. Alright. As your party runs off to the north, the monsters are crawling toward you. Do you want to charge the monsters through the darkness, or do you want to retreat with the rest of your men?
I would,
What was that, Adolf?
uh, hello, retreat.
Alright, good call. Adolf has his first kill. It's maybe not a good idea to get him killed at this point. He already has 1 kill to his name, so maybe you play a little safer. But also remind me, you can also use your drunkenness. If you use your drunkenness, you'll get a -1 to your attack and a +1 damage.
Oh, okay.
I have a
Let's
question.
see. What's up?
Are we allowed to use our dice or no?
Yes, you may. If you have your own
Okay.
dice, you may roll your own dice. But you have to use a camera so that other players can see your dice rolled.
All right.
Yep. Alright. Let's see. Alright. Next is the party is running toward the north, right? Retreating from these monsters. You ran north and you got to the north wall of the cavern. It's not the exit though. But you can see some daylight coming from the east. You can see a tunnel to the west. Which way do you want to stand here and get ready for fighting, or do you want to keep falling back? What do we do?
Do we have like time to talk between ourselves?
We have
Ourselves?
only a moment to talk, so you guys may discuss for maybe 1 more minute before the monsters arrive. They're crawling toward us.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think we can fight now, right?
Here's your
Yeah.
timer.
Okay. Yeah.
I
I'll,
sh-
I'll ready my
I
sling.
sh-
Yeah.
Spread out and get
Let's-
ready for a fight.
Yep. Let's spread out. Yeah. Let's get in a line.
I shoot at them
Okay.
Yeah,
with my
So
longbow.
we'll firm up. We'll get a fighting line going. So I'll see. Cosmo, you want to be second rank and fire behind the shield wall that we might make? We don't really have any shields actually, so we're just gonna spread out pretty much and get ready to just open fire.
Maybe a spear wall if we have enough men.
Yeah. So the spear wall. So do you want to be in the first line or the second line in the formation? Imagine your men are like lining up, right? So you can either be in the second line behind the first line, which is the front line, or you can be in the front lines. So
I'll be in
So
the second one.
imagine it's like front line, and you got your men behind. So, Cosmo, you want to be in the second line between 2 other guys? Okay.
Yep.
So
The little
second
1 hit
line.
point thief.
Let me mark it. All right. And Adolf, you want to be in the front lines or in the second line this time?
I want to be in the safe line.
Okay. You
Yeah.
already got your kill for the adventure so far. Gonna take it a little safer. Sabrina, do you want to be in the front line or the back lines?
I'll be in the front line.
Okay. You got a spear so you can reach the monsters from a distance.
All right.
So they won't be able to attack back. As long as you can poke at them and keep them at bay. Edward, you want to be in the front line?
Yep.
Okay. Michael, you want to be second line or first
Sec-
line?
Second line.
The majority of you are actually behind just a couple of you so far. And then Beatrice, you want to be in the front, or you want to be in the front, or do you want to be in the second line?
I'll be on the second line. I have the
All right.
bandages and stuff, so
If
it's
you're in the
risky to
second
have me in
line,
the
your
front
men
line.
can barely see up ahead. If you're in the front line, between the two men up ahead, they can see up ahead 5 feet. So, if you
Okay,
don't
then I'll go
stand in the
ahead.
front with them, um, or you can also leave your candle next to them on the floor, or you can throw your candle up ahead so your men can see.
Okay,
Would you
I'm
like to
going
do
to
that?
throw the candle ahead.
Okay, so you throw it maybe 5 feet ahead of your men so they can see the monsters approaching.
Yeah.
But naturally, if we lose that candle, we still have one backup candle, which is with Cosmo. He's providing light for the rest of the party.
Okay.
Alright, very good. So Beatrice, you got your bandages ready. Do you want to prepare anything else? Do you have a weapon? Let's see.
No, I only had the bandage and the candles.
For real? What? Let's see. You did not have a miss out, like a sling? Yeah, you got a sling and
Uh,
a,
oh
a
yeah, yeah, yeah.
spear.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Because we interchanged the candle for
Yeah.
the sling. Yes, I have the sling. So I
Okay.
prepare myself with the sling.
Okay. Sounds good. Alright, so candle was thrown up ahead. And you got your bandages in one hand and your sling in the other. Okay. Alright. As the monsters close the distance, before they have a chance to close in, um, as soon as they enter the light radius of your candle, which is thrown 5 feet ahead, so because the candle is thrown 5 feet ahead, on the floor the candle has half the radius naturally instead. So it only shines 2.5 feet in every direction. So you can see the monsters roughly 7.5 feet away, right? Because if your party is like, let's say your front line's here, you throw the candle 5 feet ahead of your party, then it has 2.5 feet going toward your party and 2.5 feet going away from your party. So it allows you to see the monsters from a total of 7.5 feet away, right? So that's a good distance before they close in. So they're crawling toward you from the south flank. There's about four of them. They're hostile, right? These little critters on the ground with many legs crawling. They're like these face hugger monsters, right? They're crawling toward your men, and before they can close the distance, the missiles open fire. So starting with Cosmo, you open fire on their position. They are aware of you, and you're not behind them, so it's a normal attack.
Alright.
All right, 18 to hit. You hit. The damage is 2 damage. That's let's see if it's a kill or not. That is not a kill. You hit a big one, and he's not dead
Ooh.
yet. It landed
Alright.
in the body, the main body of it. You hear a crunch.
Oh.
Let's see. It's been
Crispy.
wounded pretty badly though. Alright, so Cosmo got 1 hit so far. Um, let's see. Adolf, do you have a sling? I forgot to ask if you had a sling or not.
Adolf's just gonna watch.
Oh, you don't want to shoot?
No,
Okay.
no.
He has a longbow. He could have been shooting. Okay. He just
Adolf
watches.
doesn't want to.
Alright. Sabrina, no, not you. Michael, you're gonna open fire as well. You're a thief as well, so
Yes.
you get normal attack here. The monsters are aware of our position. If we were to fire from the darkness, then they cannot see us. They would be unaware and partial backstab, but there's light around you, so they can see you. Therefore, normal attack, natural 1, we missed. Okay, so poor Michael missed a shot. Alright, Beatrice is next, with her sling. She lands a miss. So all the other missiles attacks miss, except Cosmo. And Adel just stands there with his wine and bloody spade. Um, Next is Sabrina and Edward, the last line of defense to spear them down. There's still 4 of them left. Alright, here comes Sabrina with
Oh,
with her spear.
I was gonna roll
Oh yeah, go
if
ahead.
you don't mind.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll turn on my camera.
Awesome.
Okay. Here we go. Can you see?
Yes.
Okay. So I got a 5 to hit.
Unfortunately, that's a miss for your first attack. So you stab at them and you missed from distance. And then here comes Edward's attack, a fighter. He gets 2 attacks per round. So his first attack, here we go. Edward, our veteran. 11 a hit is still a hit. What's your strength?
Uh, 11.
11. No bonus. Your spear's in one hand, so it's just 1 to 6 damage. You deal 2 damage to one. Do you want to go for the wounded one or a fresh one?
Wounded.
Alright, you killed him. Alright. So you along with the Slinger Cosmo finish one together. And here's your second attack. Alright, so 1. Missed. Alright. So the ones that you engage into melee, they are intercepted. Right. Um, so one of the fresh ones gets intercepted while the other two continue moving forward. So there's a total of 3 left. And one is intercepted because you engaged in melee was hit. So one is still kept at bay. Um, while the other one is still, there's 2 of them kept at bay because you guys got to stab at them for 1 round. So you melee them. And the next round they can move forward naturally. Continue to move toward you. And at that point, it's going to be hard to fight them with your spears if they move past your spear wall naturally. Because they'll be using close combat weapon, which is their fangs. And a spear is too long to use against close combat, like very close combat. So you have to switch to just stomping on them. Alright, or punching them, right? Let's see. Or using the spear's haft to kill them. But a spear is too long if they get too close. So, you still have one more chance maybe to kill them before they close in. So yeah, one of them did move forward and did close the distance out of the 3 of them that remain. And the one that closed the distance, as you were busy spearing away, one leapt and jumped onto either Sabrina or Edward. I'm going to roll randomly to see who gets it. Odds will be Sabrina, and evens will be Edward on this roll. So they will determine the target of the monster. Alright, evens. So that means Edward is targeted. Edward, a monster leaps toward you. The one that you could not intercept, could not keep at bay. It ran past the
Does
spear
my
wall.
shield do anything for this?
It does. The spear gives, or the shield gives you a -1 armor class. That's good. It's a bonus of -1. Alright, 11 a hit. So, Edward, what's your total armor? You got a shield so far, and that's it, right? And your
Yeah.
dexterity score is 8. So your armor class is 9. So that's a hit, unfortunately. The monster leapt up at you, just like a face hugger monster, and it grabs at you, trying to go for your face. It hits you in the face, and it starts to, stab into you and try to inject something in you, maybe, right, a poison. Um, it's gonna do a bite attack, and you got a saving throw versus poison. You gotta keep your mouth shut, otherwise something's gonna enter your system. So here's your saving throw versus poison. Nat 20. So you feel something wriggling in your face, like a gunk trying to just get into your mouth, your cavities, and your nose. But you continue to just kind of like bite, or not bite, but keep your mouth shut and keep it from breaking it open. But it's pretty forceful. You can't keep this up for long, right? As it continues to hug your face, wrap its body around you, and all its little feet, right?
How
Let's see.
much damage did it do?
It deals no damage. It just tries to poison you.
Okay.
You can feel the little legs though stabbing into your skin, trying to get a good grip on you, right? So it does not free from your face. Let's see. As he's getting killed by this thing, or not killed, but maybe infected by this monster, um, anyone who swings on it might smash his head, right? So you gotta be very careful when trying to help him. Uh, let's see. So that's on Edward, our poor fighter in the front lines. We're not gonna go into the next round of combat. In the next round, you always state your next action. Cosmo, do you want to continue to open fire? But the monsters are in close combat now, or are about to be in close combat. 2 were kept at bay last round, and they're gonna start moving
Yeah.
forward past the spears this next round.
Yeah, he'll open fire at the ones, and can he? Yeah, he'll open fire at those, and then he'll drop the candle and ready his dagger. But for now, he's just.
Alright, one action only. So you open
Yeah,
fire
for
at the
now.
ones up ahead. Okay, that's it.
Mhm.
Adolf, you're still in the back lines. What's your next action?
I'm gonna run up. I'm gonna run up one of the monsters.
Okay, you wanna attack it?
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah, I'm
wanna
gonna try attack it.
Do you want to try to pull the one that's on Edward's face off, or do you want to do something else? You wanna swing on it, or do you want to attack the ones moving
I'm
forward?
gonna try to smack it off with my spade.
Okay, so do know if you swing your spade at his face and you miss, you're gonna hit his face instead of the monster. You might smash his head open. You want to take that risk?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. And Sabrina, you wanna keep stabbing ahead? The monsters are closing in
Yeah,
now.
yeah. I'm gonna keep attacking.
And Edward, you wanna keep stabbing ahead? There's still. Oh wait, you can't. There's a monster on your face. So at this point, you can try to pull it off with your hands.
Yeah.
All right. Try to force this monster off your face, and you can crush it in your hands if you can pull it off. And then Michael, do you want to shoot at the ones up ahead, or
Yes.
okay? There's still only two up ahead. And then Beatrice, do you want to keep shooting or something else?
I'm going to try to help the one pull out the monster of
All
his
right.
face.
You want to help Edward? Very well. So for this round, what actually happens? We'll start with missiles. So some of you open fire still, like Cosmo. Cosmo opens fire on the remaining enemy up ahead. There's only two. They're moving, closing the distance at this point. They were intercepted, and now they're moving again, closing the or going past the spear wall. Here's Cosmo's maybe last chance to protect the front line with this sling. Scoring a hit, he deals one damage to one of them. Let's see if it's a kill or not. It's not. He wounded it. Okay. Another wound from Cosmo. Next shooter is Michael, shooting up ahead as well. You want to shoot the one that Cosmo hit, or do you want to shoot at the other one?
The wounded one.
Okay. Scoring a hit, and you deal 1d8 damage with the longbow. 4 damage. Definitely a kill. You pin it to the ground, it explodes. Alright. We got a kill. And then, that's the last of the missiles so far. Um, we see for the melee, Beatrice and Adolf move up toward Edward, who is struggling to pull a monster off his face. But before they can move up to help him, Edward gets to help himself first. So Edward, you have two attacks, but use your attack to, you don't attack this round. You try to do a force check. You try to force the monster off your face. So you can easily grab it. You don't have to roll to hit because it's already on you. All you have to do is roll a force check to force it off your face. So here's your force check, and the monster is doing a force check to counter you and try to keep itself from being freed off your face. So you only have the strength of a man right now, and a monster has the strength of a man as well. So right now it's a stalemate. The two of you are just kind of you're pulling as it's gripping pretty much. So you cannot pull it off yet, but it cannot do further damage. It was not able to further poison you yet because you're in the middle of pulling it off, right? So it does not get to attack you again with its poison or its larvae, right? Whatever it's trying to inject into your mouse. Um, Next is let's see. So Edward is still struggling. Uh, so far he was at least able to keep the monster from attacking him again, and then his friends came to help him. It was Adolf and Beatrice. Okay, so Beatrice is trying to grab the monster off of his face, and Adolf is trying to swing a spade at his face, or the monster. So we're gonna see who goes first. I'll let you guys decide. So would either of you would like to let the other person go first? Like Adolf, do you want to let Beatrice try first before you swing, or do you want to swing before Beatrice? Does it matter?
Um, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to me.
Okay, so you kind of Beatrice, do you want to like maybe pull it off first, and then Adolf can hit it.
Yes, I want to pull it off. I want to try it first.
Okay, so Adolf will try first then. Or not Adolf, Beatrice. So Beatrice, to hit this monster is easy. You don't have to roll to hit since it's just on his face. You just grab at it and try to pull it off. So you gotta roll force check, and the monster is gripping his face, but because he is also pulling it off, now it's the force of two people. Because he is pulling the monster off and you're pulling it off, and the monster is trying to grip him. The monster only has the strength of one man, and you both have a strength of one man, so 2 versus 1, you guys win. And together, you and Edward force it off of Edward's face. So now the monster is wriggling in your hands, and as it's wriggling in your hands, of course, Adolf can just automatically hit it and deal damage. He deals 1 to 2 damage on it. In this case, he deals 2 damage, and it is not a kill yet. He smashes it, but blood just oozes out from it, and it's still
Do I
wriggling.
have the drunk damage?
Oh, you want to do the drunk damage? Yeah, you
Yeah.
automatically hit. You hit it as hard as you can. A drunken hit, you do 3 damage instead. Nice, good call. So he drunkenly slams his spade into it and splits it in two. It just explodes and
Woo!
blood
Go
guts.
being drunk.
2 kills for him. Nice. There's one left that closed the distance, unfortunately. It went past the spear wall now and ran up to the other spearman, Sabrina. It leaps at Sabrina and attacks her in close combat. She cannot defend
Oh,
herself with
can
her
I
spear
not?
anymore. Oh
Was
wait.
I not able to
Uh,
attack it?
yeah, sorry. You got one more attack on it before it jumps up at you. Here's your attack. Sorry, I forgot.
Oh, I was
Go ahead
gonna
and roll to hit. Yeah, you're gonna roll yourself.
a 9.
9? Okay. Unfortunately, wait, what's your strength? Maybe you can get your strength bonus.
I think I was at an average strength. I think I had a
Okay.
9.
Unfortunately, it's a miss by 1 point. So you almost had it. You just missed by 1 point. And then the monster jumps at you, attacks you, scoring a 3, misses. You duck, and it just flies to the other side. And then from there, the rest of your men can surround it and just stomp it to death potentially, depending on what they choose to do for the next round. So the next round, Cosmo, the monster is really close to your feet. It jumped past Sabrina. Do you want to just stomp on it or something else? Fall back.
Yeah, I'll stomp on it.
Alright, you try to stomp on it. Adolf, do you want to try to stomp on it too, or hit it with your spade?
Yeah, I'll try hit.
Okay. The spears, the monster is really close to all of us right now, so the spears are kind of, they cannot really do much unless you guys back up, which you can. You can easily back up and start stabbing it again. So Sabrina, do you want to like back up a little bit and stab at it?
Yeah, I'm gonna back up and stab at it.
Edward, you want to do the same thing?
Same.
And Michael, you want to shoot it?
I'm gonna shoot it. Yeah.
Okay. And then Beatrice, you want to shoot it too?
Yep.
Okay. So pretty much everyone kind of backs up from the monster and starts to open fire on it and starts to stab at it. Missiles go first. We'll say that Michael, as the monster leapt, you kind of were able to maneuver and get behind it, so you get a partial backstab. Same with the other thief. So Cosmo, or actually it leapt at Cosmo. So Cosmo, you back up, the monster's targeting you, so you cannot get a backstab. So it's crawling toward you, and as it's crawling toward you, Michael gets a backstab on it. So Michael, you can either take a +4 to hit or double damage with your backstab.
Um, double damage.
Okay, you only got a partial, but if you had a full, you get both bonuses. You do you're behind it. Actually, it's actually a full backstab because it's not facing you, so it's not looking at you, and you're behind it. So it's a full backstab. You get +4 to hit and double damage as you backstab it with your bow.
Would I
Okay.
still get like?
All right.
Wouldn't I still like slightly surprise it though, as it was originally trying to get Sabrina and it just landed at my feet?
So I backstab.
Maybe, but the situation rolled and it's on you right now. So
Okay.
I mean, you're standing above it. You can easily stomp it. But before you do that, of course, missiles go first, and you were trying to stomp it. So shooters will go
Right.
before missiles, and you're probably gonna get saved anyway. It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
So Michael rolls and hits with this bow. Naturally, that's a 20 at hit. The damage is doubled, so it's 2d8. 5 plus 4, 9 points of damage. Kills up to 4
Cool.
men with that damage. That arrow went straight through the back of its head, right, and severed it. So the fighting is over. The combat was intense. You risked your life. You fought together, and you won. So congratulations, your first victory. The monsters have been hunted. Um, Now, of course, you're here to hunt monsters, treasures, and bounties. The monsters themselves, right, might have a bounty placed on them. If you bring them back to town, they could be worth some silver, right? Now, you might also want to find whatever treasure they were guarding, if they were guarding any at all, right? So that means you have to go back into the dungeon deeper, right, to find where they were resting and get their treasure,
Yeah.
if they had any.
Can we go ahead and bag up the bodies though?
The
Like if we
monsters,
take the yeah,
each monster
do we
weighs
get
each monster weighs about 1 pound.
mm.
You
So
pick
if
them up.
can we
Can
take the
put
whole
them in my
corpse? Do
tab.
we get more money?
You will have to take the whole corpse to prove that they're
Oh.
killed.
Oh,
They're so small to
well,
the
don't.
point where the whole thing is what
Oh,
you need to turn in.
okay.
With the one that was attacking Edward, could we possibly get some of the whatever it was trying to inject Edward with?
Poison is very dangerous. In medieval times, you cannot really wash your hands too easily. So your next meal could be your last if you get diseased. That's why your characters wear a lot of clothes. They have gloves, they have boots. naturally.
I can put the monsters in my sack.
Yep, you
Yeah.
can wash your sack later. So if you fill them into your sack, carefully place them in your sack. You can tie the sack up so that they don't spread disease. And then later you can of course wash your sack out with water, soaps, oils, charcoal, whatever you need to do to disinfect it um, in the medieval town. But for
Yeah.
now, trying to get your reward. Your party starts to stuff the sacks. As you're stuffing the sacks, this is your time to rest. We'll take a small break. You guys can discuss further action.
Mm.
Uh, and then when we are back from our break, you guys can either decide. Let's see how much time we got left to play. We started the game at 10:30, so technically we have about um, we've been playing for about almost yeah we have about 40 minutes left to play max. So before you're out of time to for this adventure, if you don't get out of the adventure on time, uh, you will suffer, of course, the worst threat in the game. In the dungeon, there's a noise being made, and every dungeon is guarded by, of course, dragons. So, after a certain amount of time, you might encounter, naturally, a dragon. They will come like cats and mice, right? You're the mice invading their home, and they're the cat coming to get their meal.
Man, Zero E is really unforgiving.
So, um, we got only 40 minutes left to play. So usually close to the time, it's when time is up, the dragon comes right to eat. Unless you're on your way home. Let's see, and get behind the walls of human territory. Um, all right, so take a small break. Come back in 5 minutes, everyone. Thank you for playing so far. Hope you're having fun.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Those close. Those guys. I've seen them before. They are nasty. Those centipedes. They won't kill you. But the thing is, uh, passed down from generations. One of my family members saw these things. He met his end unfortunately a time ago, but he said that he told that these things once they bite you, they'll like paralyze you, then they'll burrow into your skin. Nasty death. I wouldn't want one of those things wriggling down my throat. That was good, guys. That was good teamwork. You guys were doing great. Where do you live? We could have had more shooters, but it still worked out. Adolf, he still did some work with that spade.
Yeah, I was
Mhm.
betrayed. Left for dead.
Yeah. Well, at least now we know we can rely on you, Adolf. So we won't leave you behind anytime soon. Now,
Mm.
someone get this man a sword. Doing all that with just a spade. That was good, man. But yeah, I think we should look for these things treasure
Yeah.
if they're going to,
I
because they're about a feet long. They're not. I'm pretty sure they're not worth a lot. We have like I believe 5 of them total, but they're not worth a lot.
we should go
So,
for the treasure.
yeah, search for the treasure. If it's not in this room, we should head back to town. But they were in this room, so they were probably guarding it. So
Yeah, if there's
Yep.
nothing there, we'll just leave.
it might be like a nest. It might have all its like larvae and like baby bugs, and then we can just squash them and take any coins we see. Keep an eye.
Yeah.
You guys want to check for
Ugly.
traps, or do you just want to go to the search this room up and down?
Nah, let's just go for it, man.
All right, yeah. You got that pot of wine, Adolf. Looks like you're celebrating celebrating early, huh? Get straight to drinking right
Oh,
after we kill the monsters. You're a party on legs.
I don't know. The benefits to it are pretty useful.
Hmm. Maybe get yourself a wine skin, and you can just that way you can have both of your hands. Just kind of like a canteen. Just chug it, put it away, chug it, put it away. Every round.
Every round, that would be wild.
Yeah. Constant drunkenness.
Or if you get a rope, you could just tie the jar to like hang it from.
Dragging
Just
it
tie a
around.
noose and just fucking hang myself. My single hit point.
Hey, look, man. You'll get through. Trust me. My one hit point thief can tell you that life is life's a little quick. Don't get killed, but just let someone else get hit.
Alright, gents,
Let the other.
it's been about
I
5
live
minutes,
life on the edge.
so let us resume the adventure. Hopefully everyone's back. I'm assuming if you're muted, you're not here, but I'm gonna ask again. Okay, Zenko USS? Awesome, I see you. Alright, so, let us resume. We left off your party finishing their combat against a small group of monsters down here, in the caverns, or the mine of, the salt mine, right? So, after your victory, you guys look over your wounds. No one was really badly wounded. One person almost got sickened. It was Edward. Almost lost a brother. But we survived it. We looted the monsters so far. We just bagged them up in a sack. Whose sack did we use? Was it Edward's sack?
Edward, yeah.
Alright, so Edward, if he dies, we lose the monsters. He's carrying the monsters currently. Let me put him in his sack. Okay, and now that the monsters are looted, do you guys want to perhaps press on? Or do you want to try to make your
Yeah,
way
I
out?
say press on.
Yeah, I
Yes,
want to
press
sprint,
on.
man.
Yeah,
Sprint,
Yeah.
man.
we want to find whatever treasure these things might have been
Alright.
guarding.
So, would you like to discuss your action first, or would you like to just take actions?
Bro, my guy's just gonna run 900 miles an hour, fast as he can.
I run forward. So just take action.
Alright, we'll just take action. So, no more discussing, it's time to move. Your men start to march forward. Do we want to move to, supposing we're staying as a party still, so which way do you want to explore? To the south, or to the west, from where we're at?
To
You can either,
the
yeah. West
I'd
of you is
say
the exit
west.
tunnel. South of you is where the monsters came, right? That's where the
Yeah.
cave
Oh, south
continues.
then.
south.
South.
Yeah, we gotta find
Move
whatever
south.
nest of treasure they may have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
so you're going south at the moment. You can either go south or southeast. South goes toward the western wall, which you saw earlier. You want to go southeast or south?
We're gonna
Southeast.
Southeast?
What if we-
Southeast.
Yeah, southeast.
You're going past the western wall, you're continuing southeast toward the eastern wall. As you have figured, the cavern is 20 feet wide east to west. So you quickly arrive at the eastern wall and you continue southward along the east wall. Alright, up ahead you can see what appears to be, up against the southeastern corner, a dirt mound full of holes.
I'm guessing that's where the monsters came from.
Put that spade
How?
to work. Use that spade. Come on. Start digging.
Get that spade going.
You want to start digging? Adolf?
Dig in? Yeah, dig.
Alright, so as Adolf is digging, this will take some time. The dirt is pretty hard. Adolf, drives his spade in there, and based on the situation, Adolf thinks that it should take about maybe 2 turns, 20 minutes for him to dig a decent amount of dirt up. At least to dig up to maybe 10 pounds of dirt from it, right? From the
I
pile.
I'll help them.
I do have a question.
Yes.
Presumably, how large are the holes?
There are pretty small holes in this large dirt pile, this hardened dirt pile. They're about maybe a fist size wide.
Well, so this might be a nest.
You still want to dig in?
I don't
Yeah,
think
still keep digging,
Yeah.
keep digging.
Alright, so
Stay on
as
guard.
Adolf begins to dig, what is Cosmo's action?
Cosmo's gonna take his knife and he's gonna help soften it up with his 10-foot pole. Yeah,
Wait,
it's a
what?
pole in his hand. He's gonna set down the candle, and
Okay.
he's gonna use his pole to like loosen up the dirt.
Alright, so
Makes it
pull on the dirt. It does not do
Mhm.
much, but you just tap away.
Anything that helps.
Edward keeps guard.
Okay.
Sabrina will stand near Edward.
Alright, so Edward, you're keeping guard. You want to be like northwest of the party then? As they're facing southeast. You'll face the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Alright, so imagine, the cavern your men are in. They're mostly facing the southeast, which will be on the map. This direction.
I'm gonna stand with Edward with my bow.
Alright, so I'm just gonna go down the list again. So Cosmo's poking at dirt, and Adolf is digging dirt, and Sabrina, your action.
She's going to stand next to Edward and Michael for extra support.
Okay, so you're gonna guard. You're gonna guard this
Yeah.
northwest flank.
Yeah.
Guarding northwest. Edward is guarding northwest. So you guys are listening for monsters. You're on guard. Weapons ready for combat. Michael's on guard. So you guys provide security for your men as they dig. Beatrice, what's your action?
I'm going to guard the southeast.
Southeast. Okay, so the direction in which they're digging. Just kind of watching the holes, see if anything comes out. Alright. So Beatrice guards southeast. And as you begin to dig, nothing really happens, right? No monsters come out of the holes, fortunately. And it takes you about 20 minutes to get 10 pounds of dirt broken free. You're just digging straight through, or do you want to dig through the bottom? Like, which part of the mound do you want to dig? The mound is about 3 feet tall against the southeastern corner. You want to dig through the middle, the top, or the bottom?
Stick to the bottom.
Dig through the bottom? Well, this is up to Adolf.
Yeah, or Cosmo. He'll poke. He'll soften it up.
Okay. You soften up toward the bottom. Adolf, where do you dig?
I'm
Bottom?
just digging, bro.
Just dig. Like, where on it? The bottom, the middle, the top? Or
The bottom.
okay, the bottom. Alright, you dig toward the bottom, and 10 pounds of dirt is about the size of like a basketball or like a helmet. That's how much dirt you can dig up in 20 minutes. It's hard packed dirt. So 20 minutes go by. He's digging away, right? Making some noise. Every turn he makes noise. So let's see if anything is heard during the guard shift. So in the first turn he's just making noise. Second turn there's 2 noise checks, or just 2 encounter checks. One from noise, one from just the time you've been in here, your presence. Alright, during that shift we hear approaching enemies. In the middle of your dig, you're almost done digging about 10 pounds of dirt, but you're interrupted. You got maybe about 5-6 pounds of dirt dug up, and that's when the guards started to hear something approaching. All guards were listening, so this helps them hear the monster from a distance. Okay, none of them heard it until the monster was pretty close. The monster's distance from us, by the time we were able to actually hear it, is a total of, let's see, 6, 8, 9, 14.
Fill up.
So, we'll say we don't really hear it or notice it until it's around 14 feet away from us. Its position is north. Let's see what kind of monster it is. We're gonna roll on the table. Alright, number 13. Okay. We are approached by some monsters. We do not hear them until they are 14 feet from our position. And it appears to be these large, furry rodents. Um, let's see.
Retreat?
They are north of our position. Let me see if they're hostile. The reaction toward you as they approach is they're curious. You're like watching them. You got a candlelight. You're carefully observing. You can only hear them, but some of them step into the candlelight, and you see what appears to be like a long snout sniffing at you from a distance.
How many are there?
There's not that many. There's only a couple. There's two. They're just like keeping their distance, roughly 5 to 10 feet from your position now.
I immediately shoot at them.
As soon as you see one, you're gonna open fire.
Yes.
Everyone else all the other guards wanna open fire as they continue digging.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, so Adolf
I
wants to
guess so.
keep digging to finish the
Yeah, I'm gonna
job.
keep digging.
As he's digging, Cosmo, do you want to keep poking, or do you want to get intercepted?
How many were there?
You don't know. You're
Who?
poking.
Oh, okay. Well, he's going to stop poking,
You turn around to
and
observe. Only the guards know, naturally. We have only moments to act, so it's not time to discuss, really. Sabrina and Edward were on guard with their spears. Michael was on guard with his bow. Michael, did you want to open fire?
Yes.
And Beatrice, you want to open fire with your sling?
Yep.
Sabrina, did you want to repair a different weapon and open fire with your missile weapon instead of or did you want to use your spear?
I will use my spear.
Okay, they don't get close enough for your spear, unless you step forward toward them. But they'll be in the dark.
I guess
Then yeah, I'll use my my bow.
Okay, so once you saw them, you were switching to your bow, and you all have to wait till the next chance that they will come out and to the light, so you can shoot them. So Sabrina was switching to her bow. Edward, do you want to switch to your bow too, or do you want to keep your spear and shield?
Yeah, I'll switch to my longbow.
Okay, so you all switch to your missile. Sabrina, what kind of missile weapon do you got?
I think I have a short bow.
Okay, and then Edward, you say you got a longbow, or what
Longbow.
kind of? Okay. Alright. Yeah, Sabrina got a short bow. Edward's got
Okay.
a longbow, yep. So you guys switch weapons. Let me mark it on your sheet or this note. Alright. The next time one of them sniffs into the candlelight, it's just curious, comes back and sniffs at you. You guys at that point open fire on it, right? Just let loose.
Yeah.
You raise your
Yeah.
take aim and bombard it with missiles as the others were busy digging or whatever. So Cosmo, do you want to join them with the shooting or something else?
uh, I will. If I slink into the shadows, will I get like a partial backstab?
Huh? Oh,
Like if I step into the shadows, will I get a partial backstab?
there's light all around you. You're in the southeastern corner.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Well, yeah. No. He'll just yeah. He'll drop his pole sling and then he'll sling it.
Alright, so you already equipped those things earlier, we'll say, and you open fire. Alright.
Right.
So, here we go, the actions. We're gonna start with anyone who has 2 attacks first. That includes Edward. So, his first attack happens before anyone else has a chance to open fire, because he's a fighter. So here's his longbow. Before the monster has even a chance to turn around, he already let loose an arrow. He's gonna shoot twice the rate, right? With his fighting skill. First shot is a hit, 14. Should be a hit. Let me double check. Okay. 14 plus 1 for close range is 15. What's your dexterity,
Uh,
Edward? Is it 8? Edward? Oh, you
8.
got 8. Okay. So it's 14 then. Actually, you missed. You missed by 1
Oh.
point. The arrow just bounces, or yeah, gets stuck in the thick furs, right? And as soon as you missed, the initiative is rolled between the party and the monsters. Here's the party, rolling 3. Here's the monsters, rolling 4. Before the party can take further shots on the monsters can retaliate with missiles if they have any, but they don't. So before the monsters can fully fall back, there's still ones that's still visible, and the remaining fire is continued. The remaining troop continues to open fire. Also, we have to keep track of ammo. I'm assuming earlier when we were fighting the monsters, our stone bearers don't have to really worry about ammunition, but earlier I think Michael, you lost 2 arrows. And then I think you were the only one that lost arrows that round. Okay. But here we go. We're gonna do another or the normal round of missiles, starting with Sabrina.
Okay.
Sabrina missed. Oh, go ahead. Actually, you're rolling for yourself. So yeah, go ahead and roll.
Yeah. I got a nat 20.
Nice hit. And then what's your damage? Go ahead and roll a d6.
6, 4.
4. Okay. I'm gonna roll to see if you killed it. It was a small one, the one that was there. It shot him. He died immediately. The rest of the
Great.
men open fire. I guess the last of your arrows can do a suppressed fire on the one that's fleeing. The chance of hitting is low, but it's still a chance. Do you guys want to suppress fire the one running through the darkness?
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
open fire blindly on it. Okay, so basically how that works is as long as you know kind of where it's at, the area, in a 10 foot by 10 foot area, basically the monster gets a saving throw versus paralysis, and if it miss or not saving throw versus paralysis, it gets a roll against traps. So you bombard the area with traps first, um, and if it makes a save then against traps, then it's not attacked. If it doesn't, it gets a saving throw against paralysis. If it fails that, then you get an attack roll. So it's really hard to hit in pitch darkness naturally, as you can tell. But there's
Let's do
still
it.
ever so slightly a chance. So we're gonna see if either of you manage to hit anyway. So we know Sabrina already killed the small one that entered the light. Edward, let's see if you get the hit. The monster did not fall into your trap. And then Michael, nope, neither are you. So you guys fire blindly into the dark in this direction. You both miss your shot. Here's Beatrice, missed as well. Here's Cosmo, missed as well. So the four of you open fire into pitch darkness toward the direction the monster flees, and it gets away. But you hunt one of them down. And these things are worth a decent amount of silver, you think, right? Based on the fur that they got. It's very, very, very thick and soft fur, brown fur.
Can Sabrina attempt to retrieve the arrow from the monster?
Yeah. Arrows got a 50% chance of survival, typically, in a combat situation. Let's see. So you try to pull it free and see if it's bent or broken after hitting the monster. We're just gonna roll odds or evens. Odds mean it's broken. Evens means it's not. It's not broken. All right, you got your arrow back.
Okay. Awesome. How many arrows does Sabrina have?
You start with 10 in a quiver. So you got 10. All right.
Okay.
You got your arrows back. You can take the monster and bag it. It's this one's it's about it's pretty large. It's about the size of a dog. So someone will have to drag it out of here on the way out later. So you don't have to take it now, but you can take it on the way out.
All right.
The digger finishes digging, and through the bottom, you find there's a treasure embedded in the dirt pile. As you dig through the bottom, the upper half starts to kind of crumble apart, and it reveals the treasure now, and you're able to pull the treasure free. It appears that these monsters were hiding a treasure. Um, Under the dirt pile was a skeletal remain with a sack of treasure that you pull free. So it was built around a corpse, a human corpse, right, or some type of skeletal corpse. Probably, of course, the nest, right, made out of the nest. So it made a corpse, surrounded it, and made it into a nest. So
All right.
you're able to free a decent amount of treasure here. First is the copper pieces, about 600 pieces of copper, or not 600. Let me do 6 times 1d100. So make it even more random. Let's see. So 6. All right. So far that is 50. 6 times or 6 rolls of a d100. So if you're lucky, it will be 600, but it's unlikely. Most likely around 300. So far 50 coppers. Another 4 copper. That's 54. 54 plus 61 is let's see. 54 plus 61 is 55 plus 60 is 1. Uh, 115. Alright, 3 more rolls. Alright, 197. 2 more rolls. 237, 246. Last row. 254. 304 coppers so far.
Mm.
Alright, and let's see. You also found uh, more copper. It's just more copper, I think. Let me double check. Nope, that's all the copper there was. So a total of 304 copper, which is roughly worth 30 silver pieces, which is also roughly worth 30 weeks of hard labor. Let's see.
Mm.
Aside from that, there's also, let's see, nothing else. Alright, that's everything. All the treasure from that area, it looks like.
Mm.
304 pieces of copper. Not too bad.
That's something.
Alright,
Mhm.
we can press further if you'd like, but I have to remind you at this point, you start to feel, as you're digging up the treasure and stacking it, you start to feel the dungeon floor shake a little bit, right?
It's time
And
to
you heard
go.
like in the
Yeah.
distance a faint explosion, right?
Uh,
The cavern
can
rumbles.
can
I run out.
Adolf take the monster?
Retreat.
Yeah.
Drag it out.
Mhm.
So
I'll take
something
the
you might have
staff
heard of
off.
combat, right?
I think Adolf wants to stay.
Adolf is gonna
I'll
stay.
I'll retrieve my pole and I'll take the sack.
Right.
Michael's going to retreat.
Okay, so the men are ready to leave the dungeon and claim the rewards, right? So let's tell me the way out of the dungeon. Which way do we have to go?
North.
North, right?
Yeah, north and then east and follow the light.
Okay.
Wait, are we
You're
fighting something?
we're
No, we're
exploring
not.
north. We hear something faintly in the distance, right? Now that we're running out of time, the party's starting to get the fear, right? So, as we know, every dungeon is guarded by dragons. It's Dungeons and Dragons after all. So you can hear something, right, loud and um, faint or distant uh, in the distance, right? You can feel the dungeon shaking a bit. The men start to make their way north, marching out through the cavern toward the entrance with their bounties. Do we want to drag the monster out with us, the one that we just killed?
Y- yeah,
Yeah.
Sabrina will drag it out.
Sabrina dragged it, right? And you make it outside. You went north and then east, and you found the cavern exit. And you survived your first adventure. Congratulations, you made it out of the mine. And from here,
Woo!
your men are victorious. You return to daylight. You may march home victoriously back within the walls of human territory. Congratulations, everyone.
Go
But
us.
the
No
adventure is not
casualties
quite
too.
over.
Ooh.
There's one more thing that we have to do. The march home. You can sometimes die on the way home, right, from victory. So,
Yeah.
here we go. We got one more roll to do. It's a 1d6 encounter roll to see if we made it home alive or not. And we got an encounter. It's a 1. So let's see what we encounter. If we're smart about it, we might be able to avoid it. During the grasslands, near sunset, your men march on, force marching their troop. You're tired, exhausted, but victorious, when unfortunately you come across a sighting of another monster out here. The wilderness is dangerous, full of encounters, right? Full of chances to die. So, in this case, in the clear grasslands, it's a 3 and a 5. If you check the rules, this means a certain thing. It means one of the worst results you can get. So, I'll even show you it. But a grassland suggests that a 3 is a dragon encounter, typically.
Oh,
Oh,
Alright,
we do
so as you
not
march
live. Oh.
home somewhat victorious, let's see how far it is though. You might be able to disappear, or at least split up, and leave the slow men behind. The distance is far. Your men, as they march to the grasslands together happily, one man in particular, unfortunately, spots a little dot in the sky, and the whole troop starts to like look toward it, and they realize what it is. Right? Dragons. So you're in the land of Dungeons and Dragons, and there are dragons that, of course, are the great terror of the land, right? The great horror, and we all fear them because they're just horrible. They live out here in the wilderness. So a dragon attack, right? The man prepared himself for death, right? Um, but there's a total of, if we're lucky, there might just be one. But if there's more than one, then it's unlikely we'll get away. All right, we got unlucky. It's a 4. So there are 4 dots in the sky approaching our position. We're in the open grasslands. How do you guys want to do this? Do you guys want to run toward the hills, like the Iron Maiden song?
Yeah, let's just
I'm gonna run
run.
as fast as I
Run.
can.
Just run.
Alright, so you can either get ready in the grasslands, you can take cover in the grasslands. To them, you're probably just tiny little dots. Imagine they're like basically birds of prey and you're little mice in the field. So if you spread out naturally, they can't get everyone, right? If you all split up to groups of 1, or there's 6 of you, there's only 4 of them, they all might want
Yeah.
1 of you. So depending on what you do, you might be able to have everyone survive, you might get everyone killed, or you might get half of you out of here alive. So of course, you're not that far from the hills. If you want, you can run back toward the rocky coast and make your way into the hills again. Or you can stay out here in the grasslands. What is your guys' action? You don't have much time.
I'm running back to the human civilization. I'm running back to the village.
Keep running
Whatever.
toward the village.
Yeah.
The village is 6 miles away. We're about maybe 2 miles from or about 1 mile from the hills, 2 miles from the dungeon, and 4 miles from the village.
I'm running to the village.
She's gonna run back to the
uh,
dungeon.
Sabrina's going for the dungeon.
Which-
Adolf's going for the village.
Which? How many miles was the dungeon?
It's about 2 miles away. The hills that the dungeon are in are about 1 mile away.
I'm gonna run towards the dungeon in the grassland after splitting off.
Okay, so we'll mark a list of what everyone chooses then. Some of you will choose better than others, naturally. So, or you might all choose the same option. In that case, you might all get killed in the same place. Cosmo, what is your vote? Where do you want to go? You can hide, you can run, you can fight. What do you do?
He's going to hide in the grass. He's gonna take the sack. He's gonna hide.
You immediately just run into the grass and take cover. You guys see, Cosmo does not take the effort to run. He just, gets low in the grasses and hides.
Yeah, I ain't gonna outrun that.
Alright,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
flying
I'm
toward
also
the
gonna
position.
hide in the
Their
grass.
distance is pretty far still. They're at the distance of roughly 6 plus 5 plus 5 is about 16, 19. They're at 190 meters at the moment, a little less than that. They're closing distance pretty quick. So it's already been about a few seconds or a few minutes maybe. So they're flying at a normal rate. They're probably about half that rate now. So from 390, they jumped down to maybe around 200 feet or 200 meters.
Wait,
They're
what is it? A
200
dragon?
meters north of us. What was that?
Is it a dragon?
There are
It's
4 dots
4.
in the sky. They look like dragons, right? They're large
Yeah,
wings.
he has the sack. He's just like doing anything. Like he's trying to throw dirt, leaves, branches, maybe
There's-
crawl in
alright.
the shrubbery. Yeah.
So Cosmo's running to the grass and throwing dirt over himself and grass over himself.
Man, that was such a better option.
Adolf, what's
Adolf's
your
just
action?
still running. He's sprinting.
You want to keep running? So
Um,
Adolf runs for the village.
I'm gonna hide as well under the grass. and
Yeah,
dirt,
she's
wherever.
gonna. Sabrina's gonna drop down too.
One at a time. So Sabrina, you want to hide?
Yeah.
Hides in the grasses. Edward, your action?
I I'm
Which
gonna
one? Oh, hide? Sorry. Okay. So you try to hide in the grass as well. Michael, what do you want to do?
Hide.
Hide. And Beatrice, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna run to the village.
Run for the village. So you and Adolf keep running, right? You guys see these dots in the sky. You're like, fuck, right? You start running together along the road. You guys are jogging as quickly as you can with your weapons in hand, and you're marching. You're running, fast march on the road, huffing and puffing, right? As these things fly toward your position. I'm gonna roll reaction. The rest of you take cover and hide. So your little mice hiding in the grasses. They might find you. They might not. Depends. But let's see how they react to your party. So 6 little mice in the field, all spreading out. About 4 of them, run into the tall grass. About 2 of them keep going on the road. Let's see. So that means the 2 of them that are visible are the ones that the dragons are interested in then, since the other mice disappear. And the reaction is positive. They could care less. They're indifferent. They just fly right overhead. You got very lucky this week. 4 dragons
Thank
flew
God.
overhead. You guys were just running and you felt the wind or pick up. Far behind you to the south, you felt the breeze of the dragons, right? They're far in the distance south of you because naturally you've been running for a while, and you just felt the whole grassland shaking, right, as they flew across
Oh.
the
Oh,
open plains.
Mhm.
Of course, those who remained hidden, maybe one of the dragons flew right over you, right? And you felt the grasses pick up, right? You felt the wind, the breeze, and you all eventually get up and catch up to the rest of your team who waits for you, right? Eventually, to see you guys get up with the loot,
Mhm.
and you guys are able to survive your first dragon encounter. It was a
Yeah.
virtual encounter.
What color was it, Ethan, the one that flew
Naturally, if
over
you
us?
showed hostility toward it, you would guarantee your death. But the little mice played safe, played it safe. A few of them ran, the dragons didn't care, and a few of them hid, the dragons didn't care. They were green.
Oh, they were green. Okay.
All right. So now that the dragons are gone, it is now time to return home. The last bit of the journey goes by safely. The sun has set. You get like, to town by nightfall. The gates open for you, but barely. The guards are like complaining because you're not supposed to get back this
Mhm.
late, right? It's very dangerous, but they let you in, and they close the gates behind you, and the game is over. Congratulations! It's time to get your rewards. After this, you guys may take your leave or hang out and chat and discuss the victory of your adventure. But congratulations! Thank you all for playing, and here come your rewards. Let's see. So,
Thank you for being our ref.
thank you for playing. All right. Um, for the monster you killed, the big furry one, right? That one was worth 10 silver. And because you brought the whole body back, you got an additional 1 silver for that.
Great.
For the and then for the giant monster, the centipede things you killed, um, let's see. You had to sell the whole thing because they're so small, and they're each only worth about 5 silver, I think. Let me double check though. No, they're worth 6 each. Okay, you killed 5, so that's 30 silvers.
Mhm.
All right, so total
How
treasure
much
count came to roughly 71 silvers, with 1 copper
Awesome.
for,
Mhm.
or
oh,
about
that's
4
a
coppers
lot.
for 4 beers, 4
Mhm.
pitchers of beer, normal beer.
Mhm.
So you got 4
Go on
pitchers of
ahead.
beer that you guys can celebrate with.
Yeah.
Copper's not worth much, so you just throw away the copper and just spend it on beer. But
Yeah.
the silver is what's valuable. So 71
Mhm.
silver is what you get total from the treasure. And between the lot of you, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 of you. We're gonna divide 71 by 6. I think that's gonna be means that one person gets 1 less, if that's okay. So who would like to take 1 less than everyone
I
else?
think I'm going to take
You can
one
roll.
less.
You want to
Who will
roll for
volunteer?
it?
You can roll for
Okay.
it. Do a d6. Just go down the line. All right,
Mhm.
we'll roll for it. That'll be fair. So this week, the ones
Yeah.
take a little less than others,
Mhm. We'll
since
draw straws. Whoever gets the
yeah,
shortest.
short end. So Cosmo will be 1, Adolphus 2, Sabrina 3, Edward 4, Michael 5, Beatrice 6.
Mhm.
All right, Adolf
Mhm.
drew the short straw. He gets only
Yeah.
5 silvers instead of, or not
Mhm.
5 stars. Let's do 72 or 71. No, 72, but one gets less. So roughly 72 divided by 6. That's 12. So everyone gets 12 but him. He gets 11.
Yeah.
So
Co-
although he got the
Cosmo just.
most kills, but he did
Mhm.
take a lot of unnecessary risk.
Mhm. With a spade
1 hours and
and a pot of
56 minutes
wine.
of remaining drive
Right.
time.
So 12 silvers to everyone else. Okay.
Yay.
And the next time you come back to play, if you choose to play as the same character, like you saw in the start of the adventure, instead of rolling a new character, you'll get to spend that silver on upgrades, like how Cosmo and Edward had it at the start.
Mhm.
So thank you all for
Cosmo
playing.
did.
And next time you play, you get to spend the silver on new weapons and armor and such.
Mhm.
Alright.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys next
Would
time.
you?
Have a good night.
Mhm.
See you
Enjoy the rest of
guys
your day.
next
Yep.
time.
Yeah.
Good
Uh,
night.
Yeah.
so, Ekin, do you know when the next game's gonna be
I might run another game tonight at around 2000
tonight?
JST. Yeah.
Same time as usual, pretty much.
Mhm.
All right.
It's
So I
about
think I
nine,
might
Okay.
eight
go
hours
like
from now. Alright.
I might try to keep my thief as light as possible, like below 20. I gotta outrun everybody if something goes wrong.
Yes, sir. Alright.
How
Y'all
do
have
you
a good
level
night.
up in this then?
Hmm? Yeah, we got lucky tonight, but I'll see you.
Yeah. See you guys. Bye.
Mhm.
See ya.
There's 2 kills and the treasure digger. Yes, he got less silver. A bit lazy, drunkard, but still useful. Abel the veteran was the bravest with his 2 kills. Chad, a bit lazy, drunkard, but still useful. think he's already got one. Yo,
What are you doing?
I was playing game. Ow.
What's up, yeah?
What you up to, bro?
I just came back from the gym.
Nice. I was about to go to the gym.
Should.
Yeah.
Adrenaline's in there.
I've been playing D&D all day.
Yeah. Is that
I
like
just
your
got
thing?
done. What a game. Yeah.
Making
I
money
know my
still?
room's a mess, but I'm gaming.
Hey, my
Don't.
room's a mess
I was
too.
not expecting a visitor. I would have cleaned,
I'm
but
surprised your fucking. Surprised your door was unlocked. Doesn't Jimenez have like a? I think his wallet is that or
similar. Yeah. I
something
had that
like that.
since Pensacola.
Yeah, about a game though.
Yeah.
You wanna play Marauders later?
Yeah.
It's because I was watching Invincible. That's why I didn't play with you yesterday.
Oh, okay. Hey, um, did you already eat?
Me?
Yeah.
I ate breakfast already.
Okay. Do you want to eat dinner together?
What do you want to do?
We can go to. Is Member open again? I forgot.
Menbar?
I think it's been closed for a while. We went like twice already and it was closed still. Um,
I don't know.
or we can just.
You want to do Ganesh or?
We can do Ganesh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll let like these other motherfuckers know.
Alright.
What time do you want to go?
Like 5 or 6 p.m. for dinner.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'll eat.
I'm gonna get ready
Shower.
before that and then text you.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to the gym. I'll see you later.